In our winners bracket final, Ms Dasari representing Tundra Esports taking on 25 Esports. Michal, Richard and Brandon, take it away.
Thank you very much, Carl. And yes, this is the moment and the day that many players have waited for and worked for and grinded for so many months now. This is the day where two players will book a plane ticket in a couple of months' time to go to London for the FIFAe World Cup to represent this nation and, more importantly, to represent their country, Richard. Ms Dasari will take on 25 Esports' Michal, and this will be the first ticket to another FIFAe World Cup. Will it be a third FIFAe World Cup for Ms Dasari, or will it be the first ever for 25 Esports' Michal? I mean, as you said, this game could go anyway, as we've come to experience here in West Asia. But one thing that Ms Dasari hasn't experienced in this tournament, Richard, is a defeat. He went unbeaten in the Swiss rounds, and he's not dropped a game since entering the winners bracket. That is why he's in this winners final now.
I know we spoke about it just in the preview there, but Dasari is beatable this year. I mean, we've seen it. He's not won all three qualifiers. He's not really, apart from the second qualifier, even gone for a number of these events. But I feel like on the big moments, when Dasari needs to play, when Dasari needs to show up, that's where he plays his best FIFA.
I mean, on the flip side, 425 Michal, not taking anything away from him because he had some brilliant results. He got his 3 wins in the Swiss rounds. He may not have been unbeaten, so to speak. Came into the winners bracket and he took down the #1 seed in this scene. Asmar, why too hard? He beat him 4 goals to them, backed up with another result against another Asmar teammate. Beating Rakan 3 goals to 2 to put him into this predicament now. It's not just an E-World Cup spot. You win this, you guarantee $20,000 as well in the process for just getting this far. So some serious money on the line, and more money than I think all the qualifiers paid out, Richard, 1, 2 and 3. So a lot on the line here between two players that have had a great FIFA 21 season. Here comes Dasari now, looking to open up his account in this winners bracket final. Here's name up. Well, he does nearly go down to ground. It's recovered well by Alphonso Davies. Speaking of which, it is nice to see Ms Dasari on camera. We haven't been able to see any of his reactions so far across the weekend, and now I'll be able to see the biggest reaction if him or, on the flip side, Michal can get themselves out of this game. I think back to yesterday, Richard, and Michal had probably one of the most nerve-wracking encounters against Rakan. He was sweating. He was very much stressed at times because it was such an end-to-end game.
You're just seeing the first glimmer of the squad selection here on Championship Sunday. Zidane Tavernier in the team for Michal with Vieira at centre-back. Pele, goalkeeper movement is immaculate.
And the first warning sign fired Ms Dasari. He matches up with a perfect save. Really, really impressive. Look at the season that Dasari's had. He won the second qualifier, was involved in the third. I got a top 8 finish there. Over outside of the Global Series, he's representing Saudi Arabia. He's off to Copenhagen in the FIFA Nations Cup. That will be the cherry on top of the perfect season. Would be another FIFAe World Cup. Since 2018, since he announced himself onto the scene, Richard, he's been non-stopping. Well, he's been out to play.
Could have been a back-to-back champion if it wasn't for Mo Alba, which would have been, I think, the stamp of approval on the GOAT debate. He would have been by far the front runner. Back-to-back World Cups.
Wants to go forward. He goes down to ground. Referee waves that one away. That's not going to be a penalty.
Even back-to-back grand finals, being the top 2 players in the world, is an unbelievable achievement that I don't think gets enough recognition. FIFA 18, FIFA 19, back-to-back years.
And so close as well, if it wasn't for incredible display from Mo Alba. A different storyline it could honestly have been.
Beaten so many different players as well when you look at those runs in the two E-World Cups. It's a who's who of FIFA esports who is beaten, who is taken down.
Incredible display from Anastasia as well. And just the thing that impressed me about Dasari as well, and we've seen this from pros all around the world in recent months and years, is that it's difficult at times to keep up having that same mentality, that same motivation, that same energy to grind the game from home, especially in what has been the most unprecedented last year. We haven't known what has happened, and we've seen so many newcomers in FIFA esports. There hasn't been that many players that have kept the bar at the level they have, and Dasari is one of the few that's been able to do that. You know, look at last year, Summer Cup Series, was able to take that trophy. Continued with dominance from playing from home. Winning a qualifying for the FIFA Nations Cup. Here's Jan Quadrado. There's the cut back into R9. Defended well, really defended well. By Michel. First leg here. Remember, winner of this goes to the E-World Cup. Joining the likes of SZJ of Japan and East Asia. He qualified from that region. DW Dillon was the first name on the plane. Travelling all the way from Australia. Nicely done. Ronaldo just toying with Maldini there, faking one way, faking the other. And that'll do us for half-time here. Dasari 0. 25, Michel 0 at the break. Great to see Dasari back on screen. You can just see behind him as well a couple of trophies that he's accumulated over the last couple of seasons. And he's only 21 years of age, this man. And the amount he's achieved at such a young age is absolutely ridiculous.
I think his maturity and I think his presence almost make him feel older. But he's still very much in the infancy of his career, you've got to say.
One thing I said as well, he's still got that desire. He might be a FIFAe World Cup champion. He might have achieved, you know, a handful of stuff that people only would ever dream to achieve. However, he's still just got that hunger that's clearly never left him. On the flip side for Michel, 25 esports, they've had another great year in FIFA esports. They were the FIFAe Club World Cup champions, the Zone 3 winners. Well, that time back in February. However, Michel wasn't part of that team. He was busy focusing on the FIFA 21 Global Series, where in January he was crowned Qualifier 1 champion. Tries to break forward. Ms Dasari's got legs with R9. Options in the box. Arno might go on his own. Looks to drop the shoulder. Can he get that ball across into Bruno Fernandes? It's cleared long. And out for a throw-in by Maldini.
Huge block from Maldini there. He looks for that extra pass into the middle of the pitch. That's the extra pass he was looking for. Neymar, high and wide.
With probably one of the worst finishes we've seen from Team of the Season Neymar. Chance, Mbappe, Michel, what a chance for Mbappe! Even better block at the back. Bruno Fernandes proving why he is that ultimate box-to-box midfielder. Often spoken about for how good he is going forward, being a playmaker, but when he needs to, Rich, he'll pull up his sleeves and get back and do the dirty work.
No, absolutely. Bruno Fernandes, that Team of the Year foot item. I've said it once, I'll say it again. The best centre mid, the most well-rounded centre mid on the game, is up there with Hullet, Vieira, Zidane. That's why he's keeping some of those players out of the team. Bruno Fernandes.
Sorry. Back building, trying to build the perfect chance. You have just tuned in. This is our final day here in West Asia in South Africa. 2 FIFAe World Cup spots looming. One of these two will be getting one of them. Reverse Elastico. It's classy from Cristiano. And Dasari leads with 24 minutes left in this first leg.
You just saw the patience as well from Dasari. He had Ruud Gullit on the ball. He didn't even move. He was just waiting. He was just taking his time. And as soon as he felt as though a chance was opening up and starting to develop, you saw the quickness and the acceleration and the intensity just get ramped up. It was a quick, direct pass into CR7, reverse elastico, popping the ball out of his feet, and an emphatic finish into the bottom corner.
He's defended so well throughout this game, has Michel. But you're up against a player that wants to get back to London. His third ever FIFAe World Cup. And let's not forget, that's back-to-back years. That's consistency if Dasari was to do that today. There might not have been a FIFAe World Cup last year. He made up for that. He was a Summer Cup Series champion. FIFA 19, Xbox champion, you'd say. Got to a grand final, lost to Mo Albert, nearly went back-to-back. FIFA 18, he announced himself to the FIFA scene as a world champion. He might be 3 FIFA alliterations on, but game cycles, I should say. He is still hungrier than ever. And it's going to be a difficult second leg this for Michel. I haven't faced at any point this year on the Global Series in terms of on a broadcast. Lovely ball roll. There's the shot from Pele. Could be another fortunate bounce back to R9.
Yeah, bouncing around the box there. You didn't know where it was going to end up. Just did enough to clear his lines, make sure that the chance didn't
come back. Neymar does well. Twisting, turning Dasari, just trying to cause all sort of problems in the box.
I was about to say, make sure that the chance didn't create any danger, just like Michel did there. It's fine having your opponent in the box. It's about making sure that they don't have a lane to go into. You must be confident in defending, as all pro players are.
Just a quick word on that moment from Dasari there, Richard. Just the, whatever he's doing, if he's cancelling skill moves or he's just literally using a simple dribbling technique, it is causing all sorts of problems. I think I saw Y2 Harty do it a couple of times yesterday in his 90th minute winners that he scored. You're just waiting for your opponent to bite, waiting for your opponent to bite into one of your touches or one of your potential skill moves that you're looking to create, and then you go the other way. And this is the game. It will take you to London. FIFAe World Cup final. 6th to the 9th of August. $250,000 on the line for the winner. The tournament that everybody wants to be at. And Ms Dasari, it's slowly but surely making that dream a reality for a third time in his FIFA career.
It's just the way that he manipulates the ball. It's honestly, it's amazing to watch. He had the ball with Neymar in the left corner. 2 passes later, he fires it into De Jong. He fires it into Ruud Gullit, and then he's got a through ball to Cristiano Ronaldo. He's almost seeing what is going to transpire before it's even happened, before his opponent can defend it. Just simply too good is Ms Dasari.
Way too good. And I mean, there's positions that you never want to be in, Richard, and one of those on the list is 2-0 down to Ms Dasari in a game that takes you to an E-World Cup final. He will do everything he can to protect this lead. It's not the position you want to be in, Richard. I think we said this yesterday in conversation a couple of times in commentary. When you play against someone like Dasari, or you play against someone like Tex, or those household names in FIFA esports, you have to make them feel uncomfortable. How you do that, here you ask, is you go and score 1 or 2 goals in front, and then you make them change and chase the game. You don't let them score 1 or 2 because you are on the back seat and you are having to literally be pulled apart. Last chance of the game could be 3. We'll talk more about this in between the 2 legs. That should do us, Rich. 4-leg 1 here in our winners' final. Dasari, 90 minutes of FIFA away from London and the FIFAe World Cup. But back to that point, when you play against Dasari, Rich, you have to make Dasari feel uncomfortable, and that is just the lay of the land.
Yeah, you've got to score. You have to score first. You have to set your stall out. That was an unbelievable save from Dasari. The goalkeeper movement was impeccable. And now Ronaldo getting slid in here for Ms Dasari. You just see him pass it across. Maldini with a huge block, but the signs were starting to tell, and the cracks were certainly starting to show in this defence of Mashal. From the ensuing block, Pele inside the box into CR7. He moved it onto Neymar, and again it was a chance that flew over the crossbar that should have gone in. 12 minutes later, Bruno Fernandes into CR7. Beautiful pass, R9 to CR7, and the reverse elastico out of his feet, just popping the ball up and allowing him to shoot first time. And look at this pass here from Hullet. Just sliding it into Ronaldo's path, not even allowing him time to defend. Mashal is shaking his head because it's like, what do I do? How do I defend that? Where do I go? I'm not doing anything really that wrong, but Ms Dasari still cuts me open.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that on Dasari's Turtle Beach headset as well. Number 7, just on the side of his headset. That's the man that's been scoring the 2 goals so far, Rich. Number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo. And that first goal, we'll talk about it quickly now. Dasari's reverse elastico. Those are the moments where you have to do that. You have to bring out a skill move. You have to be unpredictable. And it's a popular, obviously it's a popular skill move. There's many popular skill moves in FIFA 21. But that reverse elastico just gives you a little edge, doesn't it? To pull away on a right foot or left foot, depending on what player you're doing the skill move with, and then to let rip and let rip at goal.
Well, there's very little skill moves that are actually effective. Like even right now at the high-end level meta, the heel-to-heel is certainly one, the Lecricator cancel, but we're not seeing rainbow flicks. We're not seeing hocus pocuses and wacka whackers and all the skill moves under the sun. Even step overs have completely disappeared from the game. We see elasticos, we see reverse elasticos, Lecricator cancels, and maybe an occasional half drag back or a drag back. It's really sort of, those skills are drilled in. So it even makes it even more impressive because your opponent sort of has a good idea of what you're going to do. Whether it's a Lecricator cancel, whether it's a reverse elastico, and he still does it without any competition inside the box. He still just pops the elastico off and then just fires into the bottom corner. And it's just the confidence that Dasari's playing with right now.
Yeah, and just to paint the picture to everyone at home today who has just tuned in, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking the time out to come and join us on the broadcast. Whether you watched today, yesterday, or on Friday, we have had a brilliant time commentating over West Asia. Today is D-Day, as we've called it, Championship Sunday. 2 players will go to the FIFAe World Cup in August. This is one of the games now from the winners' bracket final. If Dasari can hold this out, he will be the 3rd name heading to London, going to the FIFAe World Cup. The loser will get a second chance. We must add that in there, Rich, because if Mashal loses this or Dasari turns it around and Dasari loses, they're not out of the tournament. They'll still have a second chance, won't they, to get to London?
They certainly will through the power of the losers bracket. However, it's not going to be easy because you're going to be playing the winner of Harte versus Beast Bianchi in that losers bracket final.
Of course, it'll be Dasari from right to left in that Tundra esports kit. 25 esports is Mashal. Needs the game of his FIFA career. We want to try and turn this one around. Dasari scores again, I think we can say. Congratulations, that will be your third ever FIFAe World Cup. Of course, cannot forget the other two players that are in the tournament. In the loser bracket side right now, we have Asmar Waituhati and the Beast Bianchi of Goliath Game, and the only South African left flying the flag high. I'll tell you now, Rich, what a story that'll be if South Africa get to a FIFAe World Cup. They've never done it before. Maybe they could today.
Very tough task in front of him, though. Waituhati. There's a reason that he's been so successful in Saudi Arabia this year. Top talent.
Mbappe. Can't find a way through. 425 Meshal. This game isn't just worth a FIFAe World Cup final. $20,000 also on the line. As long as every minute goes past, Dasari will hold on to this ball. He'll make time go down. If he can get a third, there is absolutely no chance or hope of a comeback here. Here's R9. Chance for that third now for Dasari. Defended well. I mean, it must be super tough, this, Rich, for Meshal, because he needs 2 goals, but he also knows in the back of his mind, I can't concede. I cannot concede again. I have to be on point defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't allow Dasari to hit you on the counter-attack. You can't allow him to cement his place as a 3-goal lead, because there's absolutely no turning that game around.
If he was to find a third, there would be no chance. Meshal, 2 goals down, needs to fight back, needs a reply. Pele driving this attack forward for Dasari. Ronaldo has been unbelievable for Tundra Esports' Ms Dasari. Scored both of the goals so far. Taking time out the game, Dasari. He's nearly at half-time, Rich. He's 45 minutes, near enough. On the verge of a FIFAe World Cup, and as long as he keeps the ball, we're thinking, there's no danger to me. I'll just keep moving it left to right, keep it in the middle.
It's just patience, isn't it? Just waiting. The clock is very much on Dasari's side right now.
See frustration building as well for Meshal, as you'd expect it to be, but Dasari's got so many layers to his game. You're absolutely right in terms of what he can turn into possession. He can be super attacking. That goal he scored yesterday was like a rainbow flick of some sort, flicked it back into the box and caused all sort of problems. Chance again, Dasari. Last chance of the first half.
You mentioned a rainbow flick.
There you go, there's another one from him. Meshal has just not had a sniff in this half. He's not been able to do anything. You can see it from his reaction on the left cam here. He just doesn't really know what to do. He's 45 minutes away, and it's sort of like he's, not saying he's given up, so to speak, but no shots really registered at half-time there. Nothing really to talk about in terms of our analysts of that first 45, other than Dasari is in cruise control. He's 45 minutes away from a FIFAe World Cup grand final, and whatever game plan he's had to this game, he's following it superbly well. I know for a fact that Tundra has been coached heavily by Enzo, of course, the former coach of Tex. I'm not sure if he's on the line for Dasari early morning here from the UK. I'm not too sure at the time, of course, is in Saudi Arabia. But whatever the game plan is for Dasari, people can't forget this at home. He's not lost the game in Swiss. He went 4-0 in Swiss, came into the winners bracket, beat Julia Bianchi of Glyph game in 5-3, beat Mo Jabri 6-3, and if he wins this, he's not dropped a single game in the playoffs. That is ridiculous consistency from Ms Dasari.
No, the consistency is outstanding, in all honesty, and he's quite literally just not only killing the game right now for Michal, but also just killing any momentum he's got. If you come out of this game not even having a shot, where do you go from there? You've got to ask questions of yourself.
I'll tell you where you're going, Richard. You're going to a loser bracket. Here's Pele. Scoop turn. Back to Pele again. Dasari trying to find that final chance and that third goal that would solidify that plane ticket. He looks to come forward again. Dasari looking for the third. Here's Neymar. Defended well again, Tavernier. Now goes for a goal kick. He's hunting for that third. He wants it. He knows more than anyone, sorry. Well, that third goal will do in terms of confidence, mentality for Michal.
Look how quick he is there to press with Bruno Fernandes. Literally instantly, as soon as Michal got it in the middle of the pitch, Dasari was on Bruno and just hurrying him into making a mistake.
Pele. As well, Zidane. Nicely done. Pele still chasing. Here's R9 back to goal. Shower's got to get moving now because time is not on his side. Lost the match. Facts will tell you he's had no shots registered in this game. A goal would be a blessing. It'd be a bit of belief. Thought about that really long through ball of Cristiano Ronaldo making that run. Didn't want to go for it. Mistake. And Michal. Got to capitalise on this. Time ticking away. 25 minutes left here in our winners' final. Sorry, 2 goals to the good. Edging closer and closer towards London. Each second, each minute ticks down, but look how many blue shirts there are back. It's a wall of Tundra Esports shirts. Ronaldo, back to goal. Chance, brilliant save. Best chance he's had all game.
What a save. Michal needed that, floated into the back post. Thibaut Courtois has been outstanding again. He's had very little to do, but when he's been required, his services has Ms Dasari. He's answered the call.
That sparked a bit of belief for Michal. It's better in these final moments now. Ronaldo, there's your composure touch. Doesn't really give him composure. It just gives around the ball back. Final 15 now. Pele, cheeky chip. Oh, that was the chance.
Sailing over the crossbar. It's one of the only times where Dasari's given the ball away in his own half. Great pressure from Michal. Stole the ball back, and Pele into Kylian Mbappe, whose strike Oh, it just sails over the crossbar.
You can see the reaction there from Michelle, as you can probably expect to see and understand why he would be frustrated off that. The double tap pass, I believe it was, just gave Neymar acres of space to work in, and he's had a couple of those in the game. They've just gone high and wide and absolutely flying over the bar. Dasari. I mean, he's been the talk of the town since the playoffs got started. We said the conversation of, let's see how day one goes for Dasari. Let's see what Dasari turns up in Swiss. Well, it was the Ms Dasari that turned up. They went 4-0. And he's one goal away from the FIFAe World Cup. Here's Mbappe. The nail in the coffin, maybe so. Mbappe wants the back post. May find it. Ronaldo gets the ball back. Mbappe releases it into Cuadrado. Ever since the Swiss rounds and since that dominance, it's been Ms Dasari +1. And that looks to be the case.
12 minutes away.
Minutes left, not even that. A bit more, 11. Managed the game well, frustrated Michelle in so many ways. And looks to put the nail in the coffin. It is name on a plane ticket to London. Bruno Fernandes now. Oh,
clean sheet as well. If he can keep a clean sheet over the course of 2 legs, it'd be so impressive.
Here's Eusebio. Oh! Penalty. Lifeline. With 7 minutes left on the clock. Neymar to step up. Which way will he go? Neymar steps up, he scores. Maybe, just maybe. There is time, there is a chance, and there is 6 minutes for Michel to take this game into extra time. But from what we've seen so far, I just don't think Dasari will give him the ball back.
Well, he said this yesterday, Brandon, and I don't know if you remember, but it might have been Friday, actually. Dasari was in this exact position. He was 3-1 up, going into what, the final 5-6 minutes, and he gave the ball away twice and conceded 2 late goals before having to go into extra time. I think that was on Friday in the Swiss. The press is going to be relenting from that man on your screen right there, Michel. Can he win the ball back, is the question.
Dasari will hug this ball, he'll hold on to it, he'll look after it like a baby, in all honesty, for the next 6 minutes. Basically what I'm trying to say is that he'll do everything he can in his path to not give possession away. 3 minutes. Wins it back. Tavernier, big win. Here's Michel. Numbers running forward, running rampant. Dasari, one win like that would be enough to send you through. Long ball over the top if he wants to fall into the trap of playing forward. Wins it back again, Michel. Eusebio, Neymar, back to Eusebio again. There's so many numbers forward. Another big win, this time Maldini.
Just off the bench as well, Maldini. Brought Varane off, Maldini on, to try and strengthen up that back 5. The substitutions give it away, though. He's offside. Last game.
And I mean, the king of the jungle, once again, always seems to deliver.
Hold on.
Seconds left for Michel to come forward. Is there time? Is there hope? Win the ball once, Dasari. You're off to London. You've got to win the ball. Neymar, twinkle toes in the box, does not know which way to go. He's running out of options. Eusebio, he's onside, and London awaits for the king of the jungle. Tundra's Ms Dasari makes it 3 years in a row. Back to back to back. He's done it again. FIFAe World Cup awaits for that man right there of Tundra Esports, Richard. Incredible consistency from home or on LAN. He's there again. He's in the conversation. Ms Dasari, we will see you in August.
And it wasn't the most sort of entertaining performance. It wasn't the most exhilarating performance from Dasari, but he just got the job done. He definitely he slowed the pace right down in the second leg. He didn't allow Michal to really play offensively that much, and he whittled him down. And in the end, he knew exactly what he needed to do. He played the clock very well, and he is going to be the third person going to the FIFAe World Cup, and arguably one of the favourites is in the hat.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a FIFAe World Cup without Ms Dasari being there, really, is it? When we saw the list of players here in West Asia, we thought Ms Dasari surely is going to perform well to get here. He loves the FIFAe World Cup, and he's made it 3 years in a row. That is the third ticket booked to London. Going to pass it back to Kyle and Mike. Unfinished business still here in West Asia. But, lads, we know one more name that is heading to London. Congratulations, Ms Dasari.
Congratulations are in order for Ms Dasari representing Tundra Esports. Mike LaBelle, another FIFAe World Cup for that man. We've seen him do it consistently so many times over the years. Felt like we were talking about this from day number one. This spot was his. He's made it look not easy, but he's definitely made it look comfortable.
It was a professional performance. I don't know if it looked nearly as comfortable towards the end of that game. I just feel as well that Ms Dasari did a great job in terms of those key moments, being very patient with the build-up play. You see some of the goalkeeper movement as well. It wasn't a matchup that had a bunch of opportunities. Defensively, I think both Michal and Ms Dasari were both very impressive. We saw slide tackles in the box. You saw a penalty kick late. We saw just a lot of very good manual reads. You see a lot of movement in terms of player switching, overlapping runs. Kind of an unusual miss there from Ms Dasari. Maybe got a little too excited as he's working it inside to the box. It happens even with the best players. This is a beautiful goal with that outside of the boot elastico. Michal is anticipating that he's going to cut the other direction, kind of fakes towards that cut, is able to convert another pinpoint. Very concise, just well-timed pass, well thought out. The build up on a premium, and he's able to get ahead. And then in the second leg, you really saw Ms Dasari look to close out the game. It wasn't a second leg that had a bunch of action, and he's kind of waiting for Michal to push bodies forward. Because at the end of the day, if you have that lead and you have that experience, where Ms Dasari, of course, has both in this case, he's able to not have to change anything, and he can happily hold the ball. And then late, it got kind of frantic, got kind of wild. You see the double tap. That's got to hit the back of the net. There definitely were missed chances on both ends here in terms of some of the conversion rates. And when you don't have a bunch of opportunities, and we should say that about Michal as well, his gameplay style in general is not a heavy offensive gameplay in terms of the build-up and the risk that he takes. He's definitely a defense first. You see him convert the pen. And then I was surprised in the last 10 minutes or so, and it just maybe gives credit to Michal, and it talks about the game a little bit too in terms of once you change tactics and you're really overloading with the pressure play, even the best of the players can't get out of there. Because Ms Dasari looked a little more nervy. We're used to seeing him clear the ball deep, being able to see out games without a doubt. And I would say about last 10 minutes, maybe even last 15 minutes, he was not nearly as comfortable on the ball as he had been in the opener, in the first leg of that series, or throughout the majority of the second leg.
So it is Ms Dasari who makes his way through to that grand final, secures his spot in London in August at the FIFAe World Cup. However, for 25 Esports Michal, he drops down into the losers bracket. It is double elimination, so he will sit patiently waiting to see who he will face in that losers bracket final. And it is that round number 3 that we focus on next. Beast Bianchi taking on ASMRY. Asmar's Y2 Harthy in that next matchup. Mike, these two going head-to-head. Beast Bianchi said yesterday he's got a lot to look forward to. He's got a lot of work to do. Asmar Y2 Harthy, we know what he's capable of. We've seen him do it time and time again this season. It is set to be a special game. This
is actually the matchup that I was looking forward to today as the opener between the set. I knew that the Ms Dasari matchup and Michal was likely to be a little bit more lower scoring because Ms Dasari has always shown an ability to have the proper balance and to be able to control games, especially as we get in later stages of tournaments. And then I know that Michal is someone that wants the possession play, wants to be very concise and almost surgical with some of his buildup. He's not someone that makes an overflow of opportunities, not typically at least. But this matchup, we've got Harthy, who's been battling through the same as Bianchi. And Bianchi is someone that wants to go forward, very aggressive. He's offensively gifted. If anything, if there's one critique, you could say defensively he could have been a little bit better throughout the entire weekend. He's looking to outscore people. He makes comebacks. He can have a flourish of opportunities created very quickly. And we have a little bit of a contradicting style. So I want to see if one of the guys is going to be able to speed up or slow down the other competitor, because that's kind of the name of the game. You're playing a game of chess virtually. You got that mental give and take and tactical adjustments. And I feel as if both these competitors really built momentum as well, because they started off maybe not where they wanted to be. I remember Bianchi lost to Ms Dasari, and then of course Harthy also came down to join him, and then they've been battling through the losers bracket.
Right, well, let's see what happens with that one. We do drop down into our losers bracket. That is where we focus for the next few matches. And first off, we start with our loser bracket. Round number 3, don't go anywhere. One will progress through, one will go home, and we can guarantee it will be entertaining. This is the West Asia playoffs. We'll see you after this short break.
Earn 8 new swap tokens by watching the final events of the FIFA 21 Global Series and redeem them for untradeable pack rewards. Simply link your Twitch and EA accounts, watch at least 1 hour of any of these events, and claim your FGS Player Token with the new Twitch Drops campaign system. There are some great repeatable pack rewards up for grabs. Don't miss out. Link your accounts, watch the FIFA 21 Global Series, and start redeeming your rewards. FIFA Global Series 21 West Asia Playoffs is brought to you in part by Turtle Beach.
Hello and welcome back to the FIFA 21 Global Series West Asia Playoffs. My name is Kyle Walker and we are heading into match number 2 here on Championship Sunday. Helping me break everything down, Mike LaBelle. Mike, it's been a very entertaining 2 days so far. Coming into day number 3, Ms Dasari does what Ms Dasari does best. He secured his spot at the FIFAe World Cup. He's in the grand final and now it's time to find that second person who'll be joining him.
And I mean, Brandon said this from day one. I don't want to say it was a bold statement, but it was definitely an early statement where he said, I think we're looking at Ms Dasari +1. And that's proved to be the reality, where Ms Dasari is now undefeated. He's in the grand finals. I think it's unlikely that someone's going to be able to beat him, because remember, you have to reset the entire bracket. So you got to beat him in 2 series if you're coming up from the losers bracket. So now's the real battle. Who's going to be joining Ms Dasari, FIFAe World Cup representative from this region?
I'm so excited. We are in the loser bracket, round number 3. Beast Bianchi representing South Africa, taking on Asmar Y2 Harthy. And Mike, when it comes about these two competitors, Beast Bianchi had a lot to work on after the stream ended yesterday. We spoke to him. He seemed like he was reflecting a lot as well. So coming into day number 3, how will he have had to have done that? Actually take a break, look back, watch the game. But how do you stop? How do you recover from that game, basically, Mike?
I don't think he necessarily needs to look at recovery. The big key is that he's able to change formations and make adjustments when he's ahead, because he's gotten off to great beginnings. And if I think in the match at the 6-goal situation where he had 6 and he gave up 6, is that he was so confident and comfy because he was up by such a large margin. He didn't think he had to make any adjustments or changes. But I think that was the big difference for him. Is not going to be a matter of scoring goals, but more so being able to see out those games and having a secondary a plan or another methodology in terms of how you're going to move forward and slow down the game a little bit, have a little more possession play, and make sure that you're getting bodies back. And that's just part of the reality of playing a lot of FIFA at the competitive level. You've got to have a few different game plans if you want to have the ultimate level of success.
Let's bring Brandon and Richard into the conversation right here. Guys, we've talked a lot about Beast Bianchi. However, Asmar's Y2 Harthy, Brandon, we've seen what he's done this season. We've seen what he's done in the past as well. He'll be coming into this and he will be wanting to prove that he can get to that FIFAe World Cup.
To be honest, I think he'll be annoyed as well that he's in a loser bracket side. I think he would have wanted to be in that winners final we just commentated on, Carl, because this guy is... I'd probably say it's a better season than Ms Dasari before that moment we've just seen there, prior to that match. You know, top seed, FIFAe Nations Cup. He's teammates with Dasari for Saudi Arabia, won a qualifier as well. You know, this guy has been, I think, the main star of the show here in West Asia. Of course, Dasari is always going to be in the conversation, but it says a lot for the year that he's had. A great Swiss from Harty, got the job done. I think he went 4-1, but an interesting knockout stage. That first loss yesterday put him into a loser bracket scenario, but when you're in a loser bracket scenario, you just have to get your head down, get the wins. It's a longer route to take, but just try and get your E-World Cup ticket.
Richard, Saudi Arabia is so competitive. There's so many different competitors that come through that nation just there. We've seen them on the big stage throughout this entire season. And Asmar's Y2 Harthy, he's one that is impressing and could easily go to that FIFAe World Cup.
Yeah, certainly. And I think what Brandon was saying there about him being the best player this year is very hard in Saudi Arabia, as it is in a few countries where you've got one superstar to like get out of their shadow almost. We've seen it in Sweden with like Oli Bully and Oli Lito sort of trying to battle. Even Boras doesn't really compete too much anymore, and yet people still talk about Boras being the guy from Sweden. Tex is very similar in England. People trying to get out of his shadow, and I think Harty is trying to do that. If he can be alongside Dasari on that plane to London for this West Asia region, I think that will be a huge sort of positive for him in his long term, not just the short term gain in prize money and being in the grand final, but long term longevity. I think this will be huge for him.
Mike, was there ever any competitors that you felt you were in the shadow of, or you were always competing with?
Early on, especially in the competitive scene, I not only was I doing really well from a competition standpoint, but also I kind of had like the personality, and I was trying to put on for a lot of the guys in North America. So I feel like maybe I was the front runner as people became more successful and getting better results than me. A lot of people were still looking at I guess my personal brand being one of the leaders from North America. Now it'd be different. I think there's been a lot of shifts when you're looking at the likes of a Diddy Crislito or Joxon, who actually didn't make the playoffs, which is kind of a shocker considering he won multiple events this year, or a George Adamu, who's a teammate of mine at the New York Red Bulls. A lot of these different guys coming up and really having claims and making big names. But I think it's just a reality. It's kind of a combination of having success and then also having a personality to match. That's what we talk about Ivan Lapagna or Boris Legend. He's a world champion, but he also has a massive stream, a massive audience, and just a beautiful personality. And then the battle of the Olis. You talked about Olito and Ali Bali, and they're both at such a top tier. It's difficult. Yeah. Who do you choose? Who you got to pick one? Where are you gonna go? We can do this for days. There's so many storylines around this. We can talk about August coming out of Denmark, or Bruce Granite coming out of France. There's always gonna be that first guy that really is like the competitor that people gravitate towards.
Right, let's get into the predictions then. Brandon, I'm starting with you. Loser bracket round 3. Who have you got?
I'm going with my heart on this one, all right? I just think this dream story of South Africa to an E-World Cup, I think, would be absolutely magnificent if it happens. So I'm going to go for the Beast.
Oh, I like that. Richard?
I think the 6-6 turnaround yesterday took too much out of him. I'm going with Harty.
And Mike, who have you got?
I think Harthy's the favorite here, but I'm joining with the Hart choice here. I'd love to see a South African get a chance in a FIFAe World Cup. I've got Bianchi, the Beast, or Beast Bianchi.
Let's do it then. Let's get into the loser bracket. Round number 3. One of our competitors progresses through to that losers final. The other one switches the console off, and that dream of heading to the FIFAe World Cup is done and dusted. Brandon Smith, Richard Buckley, it's over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Carl. And yeah, it's a difficult game, this one, because as Carl was just said there rightly, you know, this is a heartbreaking moment for one of these players, Rich, because you come so close. You know, a top 4 finish is on the cards. You know, you're so close to getting towards London. The story is this, though. You win this game, you go into a match that could take you to London, where you will, of course, play against 25 Esports' Meshao in a losers bracket final. This will see Beast Bianchi up against Y2 Harty of Asmar Esports. 2 players that have never played against each other. They've not matched in Swiss. They've not matched in the knockout round. They were in different regional lock qualifiers, Rich. So this is a first. I think if you looked at head-to-head stats, I think anyone would say Harty in this. But there is a story there that's emerging maybe for South Africa.
Well, I mean, both players have had also treacherous runs in the losers bracket. They've been in this losers bracket for a while. Since the first round that they could move down into it, they've had to go through round after round after round, constantly fighting, scraping to get any sort of improvement on their placement, on their prize money earnings. They've got to a very good stage right now, guaranteed top 4. You win this game, you go into the top 3, you're guaranteed $10,000. The question is, can you win that losers bracket final to guarantee a FIFAe World Cup grand final spot? They've all got aspirations for it. One of the spots has already been taken by Ms Dasari. One remains. It's between Mshao, Beast Bianchi, and YT Harty.
I mean, if you guys were watching the stream yesterday, you would have been involved in that 6-6 thriller. That game, Rich, was ridiculous. 13 goals were scored. It was a 6-0 swing. 6-0, Beast Bianchi was leading. Then he threw away 6 goals against Rakan. Went to extra time. We thought at that point, was it going to be too much to ask? He did pull through, winning 7 goals to 6. But as you rightly said, Rich, has that taken the wind out of his sails? Because it was a huge, huge ask for him to turn that one around. But he did turn it around.
It was a truly incredible game of FIFA. If we see anything like that today, we will be getting more than our money's worth here on this Championship Sunday.
Beast Bianchi kicking from left to right in this one. Up against Asmar. Y2 Harty. As I said, I mean, there was bookies involved. The bookies would be saying that Harty would be a strong favourite here. He's been dominant all season long. Looking to the right of me now. Social media outpouring for Ms Dasari right now. Huge, huge congratulations. Ms Dasari, if you missed it, is going to the FIFAe World Cup. Tweet was, yo at FIFAe, the king is back to rule the ting. quite unlike Ms Dasari tweet that. He's over the moon though.
Also saw Enzo quote tweeting that Dasari post saying, we did it. What a save from Edwin van der Sar.
Speaking of coaches, I found this quite interesting. 2 players that were sort of rivals all year, but they were up against each other non-stop. It was Kaylan of MBC Esports, who's actually coaching Beast Bianchi through this final day. I was hoping that he can be a player in this. He wants to see this happen. He wants to see South Africa break a new record. To be the first ever South African finalist at a major tournament such as this. Incredible story it would be. 2 legs of FIFA in front of us. As we said, these 2 have had very different runs in the playoffs here. Y2 Harty only lost 1 game, and that game was against Ms Dasari, 6 goals to 5. That was in the Swiss round. As we know, yes, he did also drop a game. the winner's bracket. Another feat coming against 25 Meshal. So we have really got the best of the best left here. Chance for Ronaldo. It said maybe easy gifted. Chance on a really tight angle. Was fortunate. Now the ball fell back to Cristiano, but he's never missed an open goal or not in that sort of area. Squeezed it in.
Yeah, it was a very, very tight angle. It was a great pass into Ronaldo's feet. Very fortunate with the directional nutmeg to get the rebound back onto Ronaldo's strong foot. I should say any foot, really. He can score with any part of his body. Left-footed finish into the bottom corner.
Here's a stat for you in terms of first leg FIFA from Waituhati. Every single time he's played in the playoffs here, other than one game yesterday, he's always won his first leg. Well, that's by a goal or two, 3-2, 2-1. He's always kicked off on the right foot, so to speak. He once again has hit. Difficult on days like today not to get too emotional. Some emotions catch up with you. One game at a time. These two have got a longer road to the FIFAe World Cup. And the winner of this goes into a loser final. It's 25 Esports' Meshal. Winner of that goes and gets the second ticket to the FIFAe World Cup. One of these two players will be leaving the tournament without that. They might get some prize money, but you can forget the FIFAe World Cup, unfortunately. That's the harsh reality of the loser bracket round 3. Comes around the corner, here's Ronaldo.
Seeming to see quite a similar pattern to the last game, Brandon, in regards to an early goal, but then slow build-up, possession play. There's not a lot of tempo in the final third. But defensively, both players have been very, very good so far.
If we have to be critical as well, I think defensive, that's always been an area where we've questioned Bianchi across the qualifiers and, more importantly, across the knockout rounds here in the playoffs. On the flip side for him, he often struggles in the first leg, looking across the board at his Swiss results. He's lost 4 out of the 5 games in the first leg. Of course, all the games are played over 2 legs, as we know very much well. That's half-time in this loser bracket round 3. Asma Waituhati does lead by a goal to nil. It was Cristiano Ronaldo that got easy pickings, to say the least, in that moment, Richard. But for that man, I don't think he's probably recovered from yesterday. It was a stressful game of FIFA, to say the least.
It was, yeah. Stressful for the players. It was stressful for us as well. I can't even imagine what it was for the players. Like, it's one of those games where, as you're playing it, you can't really understand and comprehend what is actually happening and what is genuinely and how is it happening. At 6-0, in between the 2 legs, we were saying, we were joking, we were laughing. We didn't think it was a possibility. And that possibility quickly turned into reality when he went 3-0 up at half-time. It was 6-3 going into the second period.
I mean, it was scenes that we've never seen before yesterday. One that will forever be stored in the archives. The dream awaits for one more player from West Asia. Let's go to London. This is only our first leg in our loser round 3 matchup. It is Harty that leads by a goal to 0. Ms Bianchi has been tamed, to say the least. The beast has been tamed so far. Hasn't really had a chance to go forward or attack. Everything that he's tried to do offensively has been matched up without really any doubt or question marks. Here's Ronaldo into Pele. Neymar, can he find the cutback? Second goal maybe on the cards for Harty. He loves this just simple dribbling technique. In it will go, and next thing you know, he makes it look simple. But no doubt it's effective, and he is clinical in the box, R9.
Outstanding work again. It was Pele linking up with Neymar. Couple of Lekaketa cancels, great left stick dribbling inside the box. And just firing the ball back into R9's path. Emphatic finish at the near post. Y2 Harty, 2-0 lead here.
He's got to give for Bianchi. A goal needed in this first leg. Free kick 20 metres out, dangerous area. Ronaldo. Both Ronaldo's over. Into Pele. Turns well, De Jong. Pele should have taken the shot, in all honesty, there.
Yes, he laid it off. He had a little bit of room, actually, didn't he, when the ball came across to Pele. I'm not too sure if it had been blocked. I don't know if there was too many bodies in the way. Might have been able to get a clean shot off, actually, as it rolled across him.
It's always difficult to know what to do from a free kick there, because the opponent 9 times out of 10 knows you're going to take a direct shot if you take so long about it. So that's 7. That's De Jong. Ms Bianchi trails by 2 goals. He needs a goal now. Neymar. Just too heavy, not a great pass. Too Harty. Could be on for a third. Ronaldo's in the box. It might be worse. He's too heavy on that one.
Watch that run off the ball. Doesn't seem himself, Ms Bianchi, at the moment.
Especially offensively. Chance. Gift. Ronaldo. Too heavy on the touch. But you're absolutely right. This is a man that thrives off attacking. Has some great FIFA as well, normally. Hasn't been allowed to play. Hasn't been given a chance to really showcase what he's about in the final third, which has been disappointing. Could be 3-0 down. Here's R9 on his own. Oh. It's an absolute capitulation of a first leg for Ms Bianchi. However, credit where it is due to Asmar Y2 Harty. He's been clinical. He's been deadly. And more importantly, he leads by 3 goals to 0 in the first leg.
What a finish as well. Low and hard into the left corner. Absolutely nothing the goalkeeper can do about that.
Well, he was on the receiving end of a quite the comeback from first leg to second leg yesterday. Now it's his job to be the person to turn the game around. I know that Thailand is coaching this man. He needs a team tool like no other. With any chance of South Africa having representation at the World Cup, they need to get moving. And they need something now. Pele. A goal would be great. Card back. Ronaldo. Neymar. Oh, it's R9 that tried to get the final shot. One or 2 minutes plus additional time. Even lose a bracket round through. A goal just to provide a bit of hope.
Yeah, it's imperative for him to get a goal here to try and set up that second leg. I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest, Brandon.
You saw a little directional nutmeg there as that'll probably do us for the first leg. It has been the first leg of dreams, one that he would have been dreaming about last night.
And
the FIFAe World Cup spot for South Africa looks like it potentially might stay as that. It might stay a dream.
Yeah, I mean, performance like that would be one to forget about as soon as possible for Bianchi. They're 3-0 down after the first leg. It's a mountain to climb in the second. Let's take a look at some of those highlights from the first game. If you missed it, Rich, talk me through it, because if anything, for Y2 Harty, it's probably been a dream start to this game for him.
Certainly has. Rude Hullet here playing into R9 Ronaldo. It was a great save from Bianchi, but it was just a warning shot, safe to say. Directional nutmeg got quite fortunate there. Rebound off the goalkeeper. Ronaldo in off the post on the left foot. Big reaction from Harty as he opened his scoring inside the second half here. R9 Ronaldo into Pele. One extra pass to Neymar. Good left stick dribbling inside the box. He finds R9 at the near post, who emphatically finishes into the top net. And R9 makes it 3, can score goals of any type. Low-driven strike there across the goalkeeper into the bottom left corner. 3-0, Harty leads. It's going to require a meteoric turnaround from that man, Bianchi, if he wants to try and force a loser's bracket final in his near future.
I mean, we sat here yesterday, Richard. It was a completely different position there and a completely different game when he was 6-0 up, and we were saying, you know, is Rakan got a chance of pulling it back? We said no. The chat was saying no, of course not. And then we saw what happened. The game turned on its head. Do you think there is a chance of a comeback here? Because, you know, 3-0 is still not the safest of scorelines, but we've got to see so much more offensively from the Beast in this second leg.
Well, I just think Harty defensively is so much better. I don't see him giving up those opportunities. I can see him, if he does concede, trying to see out the game, trying to get a goal and sort of kill it off on the counter-attack, keep possession. Very similar to what Dasari did last game for the majority of it until Michel got that goal back, the consolation that it turned out to be, but it put pressure on Dasari. Bianchi just needs to put pressure on Harty right now, whether that's through a goal, whether that's through him being more offensive and sort of forcing the play, playing into areas that he wants to play into, because right now it's a stroll in the park for Harty.
Yeah, and if you have just tuned in, you missed the headline news, and that headline news is that Ms Dasari did book a ticket to the FIFAe World Cup. He awaits in our grand final today, where, of course, all he has to play for now is the trophy and the money of being the playoff champion in West Asia. He won his game against Michel very convincingly across the 2 legs. So the winner of this game plays against Michel for the next World Cup spot. Please be reminded of that. This game here is just to get you into a loser bracket final. And if you lose, you're out of the tournament. There is no chance of a second chance because it's the end of your FIFA 21 season.
Yeah, these players right now are playing for the right to compete for an World Cup spot. Yeah. So that's very sort of, if you want to get your mind around it, if you want to also try and understand how the winner's bracket and loser's bracket works, to be eliminated from the tournament, you have to lose twice. You get the opportunity to lose 2 games. Dasari's been unbeaten throughout the entire tournament. So for him to not win this event from here on out, he's got to lose twice, meaning that he's got to lose once in the grand final, and then we play another two-legged matchup. It will be an aggregate scoreline, as the entire tournament has been throughout, and we will see if it is Michal, Bianchi or Harty taking on Dasari in that grand final in around, what, an hour and a half to 2 hours time.
Yeah. I mean, we'll concede the chat now. Let us know who you are backing to get that second E-World Cup spot. Are you backing the Beast Bianchi? Are you a fan, of course, of Y2 Harty or 25 Esports' Meshao? Who do you think takes the second E-World Cup spot from those three players? Because it will be one of those three players that will do it, and that'll be the fourth name, Rich, which is slowly but surely filling up for that FIFA E-World Cup list of players. It's 32 that are going there, but slowly we are ticking names on the list, aren't we? That's 4 from today.
Yeah, and while we're waiting for this game to get underway in the second leg, I imagine there's frantic changes being made by Bianchi. How are we feeling for later today, Brandon? Are we nervous? How are you feeling?
For England?
For England.
I mean, we need a result, don't we? There's enough pressure on us and enough hype behind us right now that we need to go and get a result. But I mean, looking at the group, I mean, Croatia, they gave us nightmares back in 2018. It still gives me nightmares now. I think there's a bit of revenge there up for grabs if we can go and get a result. But just looking forward to seeing what's our starting 11 going to be as an England fan. You know, what is it going to be?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was in France when we actually lost that game against Croatia, and the adulation of the France fans and seeing the fans celebrating when they won the semi-final. I was in the south of France, in Cannes, actually. When France won, it sort of put into perspective, like, am I going to see this celebration in my lifetime? Am I going to see England win a major tournament? And I think this, when I was younger, the 2004, 2006 teams, I was 6, 7, 8 years old. I understood to a degree how it all worked, but this is the moment right now. This is the team, and I think we've got to start good this evening against Croatia. But more Euros talk. I'm sure we'll get a couple of words from Kyle as well, and Mike as an outsider, what his thoughts on England's potential for the Euros is. But as we get back to business, we're waiting for the second leg to get underway.
It's just so nice to have football non-stop, isn't it, for the next month? Lovely weather at the moment in England. Loads of FIFA esports coming out in front of our very own eyes. And, of course, plenty of football taking place. We are waiting for that second leg to get underway. Of course, you can appreciate the break between the two legs here for both of these two players because, you know, there is a gap between the two of the legs. You need a bit of a break. You're 3-0 down, Rich. You need a talking to, a break, a time to relax and to really get ready for the second match.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the opportunity of your season right now, and if it does require a little bit more time for Bianchi to compose himself and to get underway, that's what it needs to be as we are underway here in this second half. Just had a quick through the chat. I saw a few it's coming homes. The chat believes.
And they do believe. I can tell you as well, there's a couple of South African fans that also believe. And they believe that Bianchi can turn this game on its head. He's 3-0 down. Is he down and out? Their only hope of the FIFAe World Cup spot lays within that man. Y2 Harty has got the ability to put the nail in the coffin with an extra goal here to make it 4-0. He's had such a good first leg and such a good FIFA season. First in the Global Series rankings. Qualifier number 3 champion. Teammate of Ms Dasari for Saudi Arabia in the FIFA Nations Cup. It's been smiles all round. It'll be an even bigger smile with him booking a spot in the FIFAe World Cup. Here comes the first real chance of the game now for Bianchi. Needs something. Neymar did well to turn his man. Hullet still now. Trying to unpick this defence. De Jong. Neymar can't turn his man. Pickpockets Pele. Great little dobby there. Still possession. Sells the goalkeeper. Talk about composure, Richard Buckley.
What a finish. What a goal. Confidence of Bianchi. He's 3-0 down, but it's starting to come back for him. Sitting down the goalkeeper with Pele. Beautiful fake shot. Did him twice. and then just slotted it into the bottom corner. Game on.
I mean, that fake shot from Pele. Ridiculous. Unbelievable composure, though. I'll be honest, I was questioning where he was going. That's your first goal back. If you're a Ms Bianchi fan, 3-1 he trails. A player that we've credited for being so good offensively. There's a goal back for him. Asmar Waituhati, of course, in that yellow strip, he is leading by 3-1. The best thing he can do now is go and score again and silence any doubters. And I'm thinking he's going to throw this game away, or allow Bianchi to get back into the tie. The nation on its shoulders. Can he deal with the pressure that will follow?
The next goal is absolutely everything in this tie. If Harty gets it, I think he'll probably set his stall up and not allow Bianchi back into the game. If Bianchi gets it, genuinely, I could see him completely turning this game around.
Davies, lovely overlap. Into the box, Ronaldo's there. Double punch away by Ms Dasari. If anything, words of wisdom in between the two legs were like, you're a great attacking player, Ms Bianchi. Go and attack. Go and show what you're all about. Chance. Neymar. Back to goal. Reverse elastico. Back to Neymar still. Just teasing the defence. Trying to find a way through. It's class. Ronaldo scores. Maybe there's hope.
Cristiano Ronaldo getting on the score sheet for Ms Bianchi. The build-up was immaculate. De Jong, Neymar, all getting involved. Drag backs, reverse elasticos. Slightly fortunate how the ball bounced back to Ronaldo in the area. But you're not going to complain at all if you're a Bianchi fan, because this game is at foot.
Also, let's not forget that goal that Ronaldo scored for Harty in that first leg was a little bit fortunate, similar to that. As famous people say, what goes around comes around in the world of FIFA, isn't it? A bit of luck for one, a bit of luck for another. However, this pause is needed by Harty just to compose yourself. He's had such a good first leg. However, 30 minutes played. He's down by 2-0. He does still lead the tie, 3-2 on aggregate. But I think you were right, Rich. You said if Ms Bianchi scores next...
Oh, it's turning. The tide is turning.
Could be looking at a completely different game.
No, absolutely. I mean, those 2 early goals, just giving him the confidence to go on and play, to go on and express himself.
Well. The start of dreams. It's a long road to the FIFAe World Cup. And this has been a year of storylines in the FIFA 21 Global Series. New players emerging. New nationalities coming into the FIFA scene for the very first time.
I'm getting flashbacks to yesterday. 32% possession and 2 goals for Bianchi.
Can Harty deal with the pressure? He's dealt with pressure all season long. And the game is a little bit laggy between the two. You saw a reaction there from both players. Well, of course, keep an eye on that. Final 4 minutes of this first half. Remember, this is a loser bracket round 3. This is to get into a game that you have a chance of the FIFAe World Cup. This game, of course, does not guarantee the World Cup. It just guarantees you a loser bracket final.
You earn the right to fight for the E-World Cup spot.
Tell you what, this is a chance. Alphonso Davies, there has been so much down this left-hand side from the Beast. Beast Bianchi. Alphonso Davies, half a drag back. Needs that ball in the box now. There's Neymar. Chance, goal! And it's on! The dream story! Maybe, just maybe, might be unfolding in front of your very own eyes.
What an incredible turnaround on the stroke of half-time. Beast Bianchi, 3-0 down, scores 3 goals in 45 minutes. Neymar with it. And this second half of this second leg is going to be exhilarating.
And I tell you what, he must be feeling alive right now. The Twitch chat is behind this man. The whole nationality, oh, sorry, the whole nation, I should say, of South Africa is behind this man. They want to see him go to an E-World Cup final. He might not have won a qualifier all year long because Kylan was standing in his way in qualifier 1, 2, and 3. But well, speaking about it across the 2 days, I remember this man back in Amsterdam, FIFA 18 Global Series playoffs. He was one of the first to really stamp his mark on FIFA esports in South Africa. Waitu Hati now needs to wake up because at the moment he's on a sinking ship. And this would be a headline. The #1 ranked player, the player that has been dominant all year long, crashes out and does not go to the FIFAe World Cup.
Is it the Beast's time to shine?
Offensively, unstoppable this second leg. This is nice. Pull it. And did well. Chance to break. There's numbers forward now for Asma Hati. I think he needs a goal, Rich, just to calm any nerves because he must be feeling it right now.
Oh, he will be feeling all the emotions. Disappointment, excitement. 3-3. You've thrown away a 3-goal lead, but you know that you can score. You scored 3 in the first leg. The cacophony of thoughts and feelings for YT Hati.
As we always often say, this is why FIFA's played over 2 legs, because you can be in such a dominant position after the first leg, but it can mean nothing. 60 minutes on the clock here, 3-3. This is all to play for here in the Global Series playoffs. Do not leave your setups or the screens, because you might miss the biggest goal of this game. There's been 1 or 2 moments where Beast Bianchi's not looked comfortable in moments like that at the back. He does very well to get himself out of that. Alphonso Davies, to me, has been the man of the match in this game. He has been driving forward so many of these attacks. Bianchi looking for the 4th. Pele. Macraqueta into R9. Pocket of space. Scoop turn. Half a drag back again. R9 into Neymar. Trying to just create the perfect chance, and he's Hullet to save the day for Hati.
Yeah, it doesn't come to anything in the end there for Bianchi. Potential counter-attack. You see the fullback flying forward.
Davies out of position as well. Well, it drops in and it makes a sort of a wall of red shirts. Ball's cued by one of these 2. CR7, Davies. To CR7, it'll go again. Big win that for Bianchi. He's got numbers forward now. It's a 3-on-2 maybe, if he's quick enough to move. Look at Hullet. Carlos Alberto. He's got options in the box. Highline's there as well. Might win a corner for his efforts, defended well by Harty.
I'm not even sure if this pause is going to come in, to be honest, unless you see a goal. It's 3 against 2.
Oh no. Defended superbly well by Vieira. Decisions had to be made.
He committed hard with Patrick Vieira. He won the ball back. He had to win it back. He left open the pass.
Look how many yellow shirts. The 4 balls, so how many are lacking at the back? Davies again. Down the byline. Doing so well. But no stamina left though. Needs to offload it and spread it the other way. I don't know how many more runs Davies has got left in him. Pele. De Jong. Hullet. Where's that final ball? That deadly pass that could create the goal to send you into a loser bracket final. Pele. There is the ball. Patience is everything in moments like this. CR7. Now he'll want to shoot. Final 8 minutes here. Extra time is on the cards, maybe. Pele. Oh, bar 9, and nearly turned.
So close. Very good defensive work from that man on your screen right there. He just kept resolute. Made sure he wasn't committing to any of the feints or fakes that was coming up and clearing his lines.
I mean, I feel like extra time is only natural at this moment in time, Rich.
I think we'll actually get a winner.
I mean, there's about 6 minutes left. Let's see, maybe the biggest goal here. You score, you're in a loser bracket final. Win that, you go to the FIFAe World Cup. And Ms Dasari was one of the players to already book his ticket back to London. 3 E-World Cups in a row for him.
He's waiting in the grand final. It's a very daunting task for whoever's going to be there. But very well could be one of these two.
Wins it back. Final 5 minutes. Pele and an absolute tussle in the box. Is there an overload happening here from... No, I was going to say, I thought I was missing the midfielder there. De Jong is on the pitch still for Bianchi. Will he send this Twitch chat, viewers and fans from all over the world, into absolute euphoria with a goal here? Well, as Mahati looked to break hearts and continue that dominant season that he has had all year long. He can't forget he was 3-0 up. His inside trap tried to be played. He could be off. Tries to rush the tackle. Mbappe stings down to the goalkeeper. Did enough there. Watch Ronaldo. Added time of a minute. Towards the back post. Oh, it missed everyone.
Yeah, nobody came for that. Nobody claimed it. Sailed all the way through the box. And that more than likely will do us for the 90 minutes.
Well. 180 minutes of FIFA was not enough time to separate these two. We need 30 more minutes to find a winner. To find out who will play 25 Msdossary in a loser bracket final. What a game it has been, Rich. I mean, we've commentated across Oceania, East Asia, West Asia so far in these playoffs, and every single one of these events have been unbelievable in so many different ways.
Yeah, East Asia was just super end-to-end. It was so many goals. I feel like Oceania, we saw the best goals scored that we've seen so far. And in West Asia, it's been the region of the comeback.
It really has been. I mean, not so many shocks in some ways, but incredible. Incredible moments as well. Must give plaudits as well to Goliath Gaming, who is the organisation that do look after Ms Bianchi and have looked after a handful of talent in South Africa. They have been active for quite a few years in FIFA esports in general. They've been pushing the agenda of competitive FIFA forward. I've met managers, owners at Foot Champions Cups, my pastime. They've always been so on the ball. I said this before in a couple of tournaments I've commentated on. Those that have been putting so much time and effort, resources, money into this FIFA esports scene to help it grow. Maybe, just maybe, might get back a little something if they can make it happen here. Here's Neymar, what a save. A save to save your status in the tournament. What a save it was. Artie comes close into the box. Ronaldo's there. We'll look to head it back in.
Let's give the ball away, though. Potentially, Ms Bianchi could have a counter-attack brewing here.
Ronaldo. This is De Jong. Ronaldo again. That's been Artie that started the better of the two. This is nice. Bianchi. Pele. Patience in this attack, waiting for the right move, waiting for the right chance. Pele, can he get the ball in the box? Where is that ball going to come from? Got to be careful, he's on the byline near enough. Ronaldo recycles again. Waiting for one of these players to form the run. The right run. Neymar, CR7, scoop turn, what a tackle.
Are we going to be going to penalties here, do you think?
He's going to win it back. Last chance of the first half, extra time here. The full to Goliath Gaming's Ms Bianchi. Chance, Neymar. Pele's there. Making runs, Neymar on his own, wants to go on his own. Neymar still, somehow holds the ball. Neymar, back to Pele. Pele, the shot, it goes for a corner. Will the referee play it?
He will.
He will play it. Ronaldo, quick. He's taken quickly. It's just across the frame of the goal.
Bounces agonisingly close to the back post where Ms Bianchi had players queuing up. 15 minutes remaining, still 3 apiece. Penalties now becoming more and more of a potential decider here.
Oh, could you imagine penalties, Rich? To decide a top 3 finish, to keep your tournament status alive. I mean, there'll be people that just would not be able to watch. Where is this game going to go? 15 more minutes. You will get a chance. Both players should get at least one chance or one spell of possession. We've said all game long that Asmar Waituhati has probably been the favourite on paper. Shouldn't really be in the loser bracket from the domination he showed us from day one. Day 2 he came a little bit unstuck, but still was in the final 4. After that 3-0 performance, I mean, yeah, we all thought he was cruising.
Yeah. Generally, we thought he was on his way to a loser bracket final. Bianchi had other ideas.
He might have another idea now, Richard, up his sleeve. Neymar will be the driving force behind this attack. Watch the runs of Pele and Cristiano Ronaldo. He wants a free kick from 25 metres out. That one taken quickly, played short. Kevin Mbabu comes on the pitch as well.
Fresh legs and Babu at right back.
Final 7 minutes.
Just sitting in wait now for the final chance of the game by the looks. Bianchi.
Maybe, just maybe, a fairy tale story is still alive. The first ever South African player to maybe go to a FIFAe World Cup. He'll be on the road to do so with a win here, with an upset. Or as Harty got other ideas. Watch that run of Pele now. Neymar could be through. Cruyff, I believe it is. This could be heartbreak. Cruyff is through on his own. There's the ball, and Cristiano Ronaldo may have just crushed dreams and hearts of any South African fan all around the world. It's a heads-on-hand moment for Ms Bianchi, but
he lost the ball high up the pitch. Kylian Mbappe lost it, and the counter-attack came in so quickly. Johan Cruyff sprinting away from that defence. A simple pass. The easiest goal Ronaldo's going to score of this entire playoff. Tapping in from 2 yards out.
that will tell you all you need to see, and every South African fan will be feeling the same right now. It's an emotional moment because there was just that run from Cruyff. I saw him as soon as he teed that run from Cruyff, Rich. I was just looking at him thinking that looks dangerous. That looks very, very dangerous indeed. And it was a really long through ball that was played, I think, from Hullett. Found Cruyff, and by that point, it's a 2-on-1. You're waiting for the cutback. You're waiting for the ball to be played across, and you can understand what a moment this really is for either player. It's a dream story to get to an E-World Cup for many players. They dream of it. Shaking his Harty. Talk about nerves on either side here.
The question is, will Bianchi get one more chance to ruin his day right there?
I can imagine that there's going to be a three at the back. Every single player will be bombing on forward. And this would be a ridiculous last couple of in-game seconds. Is there even enough time? What was the minute in the game?
I think it had just gone over the 120th when he scored. Here we go.
Oh, it is 120th. Is there even time? That ball's got to go forward. Oh no. Cristiano! Bafana! South Africa will remain alive. It might be ugly. It might not be classy. But who really cares?
No freaking way. What have I just seen? Oh my God.
Penalty shootout. Strap yourselves in. South Africa up first with Ms Bianchi. Which way will he go? Down the middle scores. A brilliant start. I should say for Y2 Harty. Sorry, Y2 Harty leads. I'm sorry. This is Ms Bianchi now with Mbappe. Saved!
Y2 Harty stepping up to the spot. Kylian Mbappe. Saved.
Needs to score this.
To level it up with Kevin Mbabu. Taking his time. Picking his spot. Levels it up.
And we're all square. 2 penalties in. 3 now. Up steps Cruyff, heavily involved in that third goal. Will score, goes left, times it green. Can be backed up from the beast. Ms Bianchi with Mendy. Does score.
2 apiece. Cristiano Ronaldo stepping up to the spot. For Harty, down the middle. Saved from Edwin van der Sar. And now it's Neymar Jr. with that slightly askewed run-up. for Bianchi. Score, and you put yourself within 1. Neymar from 12 yards. Save. Sudden death.
Wow. Sudden death for a spot in the final 3. Upstairs Bruno Fernandes. It's saved again, and it's in the hands of Bianchi. Score. The dream stays alive. The fairy tale story continues. Up steps Pele. The biggest penalty he'll take all year long. Pele steps up. He connects it down the middle, and South Africa stay alive for a chance to go to the FIFAe World Cup. Moments of magic that I cannot explain to people at home. What on earth did we just see in those last 5 minutes? I can't explain it. Watch it back.
Ice running through his veins. Final penalty. A $10,000 penalty as well, may I add. And he penakers it down the middle. Remarkable scenes in our losers bracket semi-final. He moves on. He's within 1 game of making history and going to a FIFAe World Cup grand final. It's not just South Africa. The entire continent of Africa is getting behind Bianchi right now.
I'm sorry, but this, people can say, why would you watch FIFA esports at times? And why would you, get so heavily invested? Watch that last game back, all right? That esport, yes, it might have been an ugly goal, but fair play to that man. There's been that sort of meta going around from kickoff. I don't know what it is. It's not nice to look at, but when you score goals like that in the 120th minute, who really cares? Bianchi keeps the dream story alive for South Africa. They are within 1 game away from history, Kyle and Mike, with a FIFAe World Cup spot. Ridiculous scenes here.
Ridiculous scenes indeed. I'm slumped in my chair. I've not got the energy for this, Mike Lavelle. I mean, yesterday we saw Bianchi have a 6-0 lead. He let that slip. He managed to get the winner. Today, he was down 3-0. He brings it back 3 goals all. And then in extra time, in the 119th minute of extra time, he concedes and then he scores in the last second of the game. I mean, Mike, this is incredible.
You can't write these types of scripts. I think both of our energy. Every time I watch this guy play, I'm lost afterward. I just can't believe what I'm witnessing. It's unbelievable in terms of how difficult he makes it for himself sometimes. Because you got to remember, he was down 3 goals after this opening leg. You're seeing the highlights. Look at that. No energy, no ambition. Gameplay wasn't clicking. He didn't look like himself either. Both offensively and defensively, just was not the same type of player that we saw yesterday. And he was a new man. Second leg, starts out, sets the tempo. Not only does he complete the comeback, he completes the comeback by halftime. By halftime. You can't make something the goalkeeper was there to start doing. Sit down, stand up, sit down. I just am baffled. I thought this was done as well. You're going to see shortly after where it's almost the 120th minute. It was a poor job with game management from Bianchi. He gave up this last chance. He put so many bodies forward, and you're saying that has to be it. 120th minute. There's no chance for him. Here we go. This is well done from Harthy. You see the ball roll. He passes it across. Can't miss from there. Surely that's it.
Mike, that's the 119th minute and 57 seconds. How did Y2 Harthy then not win this game?
You see the play. I mean, it is as route one football as you can get. Lobs it forward. Let Cristiano go get it. It's funny. I've made a few videos about Cristiano Ronaldo, and a big reason that he's just above other players is because he scores goals like that. To go with the pretty and the gorgeous goals, he will score something random. Late game scenario. He climbs ladders better than anyone. The man is actually an astronaut in a second lifestyle. And you saw the penalty kick dispute. It was back and forth. I mean, this is drama. I'm sweating. I don't want to be in the jacket anymore. I need to be in short sleeve shirts, cutoffs. Get me ready for the summer. I can't wait for the next game. I told you this was the matchup I was looking forward to today. Not really the upper bracket. I just felt as Ms Dasari would see it out, and I knew that the game would be a little slower. This was wild. Extremely different approaches. First leg to second leg. Penalty kicks already. I can't wait. What's next? Kyle, tell me what's next.
Well, we've got the losers bracket final coming up very, very shortly. But before we do that, we have to bring him in. We have to have a chat to him. Julio, a.k.a. Beast Bianchi. Wow, what a match. We spoke to you yesterday. We thought there can't be any more drama. Today, you're providing all the drama, Julio.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, crazy game once again. Yeah, when I came back, I'm just thinking, you know, at least I can, hopefully everyone will forgive me for what I did yesterday. If I complete a comeback and then to concede 119th minute is heartbreaking. So to pull that rabbit out of that was unbelievable. I just had to go and win it then.
I think I gotta ask, like, how are you feeling? These games are so emotional for me watching. I just can't believe what I'm watching. There's been 2 times now. I was like, there's no way. Even in the 120th minute when you concede, I'm like, they threw the game away. You had that last attack. You unfortunately had a moment of bad game management. Obviously, all your bodies were pushed forward. Counterattack. I'm saying there's no way you can get the ball forward. You lob it forward. Yeah. Let Cristiano go climb. What's going on?
Yeah, no, I was trying to hold the ball, obviously, for the last chance. I was trying my best, but once I lost the ball, I knew I was in trouble. And as soon as I saw Cruyff going through, I knew it was trouble because, you know, 2v1 and it was a beautiful goal. But I just made a tactical change when I got the kickoff. I just had one last chance and I knew, you know, Ronaldo, there's no one beating him. If I can just get the ball to him, and especially with Alphonso Davies, good passing. And I've tried it before, so I just hoped that the ball would reach him. And I knew if it did, it would be a goal.
So, Julio, talk to me, because on Twitter, I've been tagged in some posts from your esports organization, and in the replies on that post, so many people are getting involved, sending screenshots, sending pictures of them watching you on the stream from South Africa. How does that feel? Because we talked about the pressure yesterday, having the nation, having the continent on your back. How is that for you?
It's an amazing feeling, honestly. It's always been a dream of mine to represent my country, my continent at the highest level. So, yeah, last time for me was in Amsterdam. So I relish every opportunity and I give it everything I have. And I will fight until the last moment, the last second, to keep my country, my continent alive. And that's what I'm going to do later on again.
I guess the question before you get into the next game is, are you going to give us 2 legs that look similar? Because every time we watch you play, we get one leg that I don't know what's going to happen. The other one, I don't know what's going to happen. It's gone both ways, in your favor, against you.
Yeah. Now, I need to sort everything out and I need to do it quickly. Hopefully, hopefully I can produce my best FIFA in both games and I'll just sort it out quickly. But hopefully I will produce my best game in both games and not make mistakes or slip up this time.
And how much would it mean to you to get to that FIFAe World Cup?
It would mean the world to me. I'm living a dream, honestly, and I have a huge support mechanism, like I've told you guys. And just to go out there once again on the biggest stage to do what I love to do, and for the game that I love so much, is unbelievable. It's something I just can't explain.
Well, we'll give you a bit more time to go and prepare ahead of this losers bracket final. You are definitely keeping us entertained. Thank you so much, Julio. It was great to chat to you. Go prepare, and we'll see you in that losers bracket final. So there we have it. I mean, Mike, you can see how much it means to him, having that support, managing to find goals in literally the last second of the game to then keep your composure, go into the penalties. He missed his first penalty, was it, as well? He managed to pull that one back. What a performance. What a guy.
And his inconsistency makes him perhaps the most entertaining FIFA player I've seen this year. I've never seen matchups like this. Every time he plays, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he knows what's going to happen. He takes a leg off very consistently. It's wild. It's wild. You just don't see this. If you've been watching this entire event throughout the weekend, if you watch Bianchi play, it's incredible what we're seeing with the types of gameplay, moments of magic, and then the mishappenings of events. You just can't predict it. He also just eliminated the #1 seed. We should throw that out there. Hearth is a #1 seed in West Asia coming into this tournament. The story's there. The narrative is there. I know Brandon started building it. I'm on board with it. I said, let me get on that train ride, or I'll buy a ticket to the raffle, or put me on an airplane or the helicopter, whatever form of transportation I would like to. Is there an email line I can get on, a group chat? Insert me somewhere. It's just remarkable.
It really, really is. And very quickly, just before we get into looking back at some of the action, we have to talk about Y2 Harthy. Obviously, for him, absolutely heartbroken. He's coming into this as that #1 seed. I mean, how do you recover from that, Mike?
That's tough. I mean, especially the way that he concedes. He scores the goal, he waits, gets the goal in the 120th minute. We've all played a lot of FIFA. From a kickoff, you kind of just have to heave it forward. There's not enough time for you to have build-up, real build-up. And I cannot believe that. I feel like every time I talk about Bianchi, it's like, I can't believe this. I've never seen this happen before. I didn't know this was possible. That just seems to be a reoccurring theme. But seriously, he throws it forward. And even with 1 minute or so, or a little less even, in that time period, to be able to score that goal and make it happen. Because if you're in Harthy's position, you've got to be counting your blessings. You're saying, this is done. I won the game. I did what I needed to do. It's tough, man. You got to recover for next year. At least well, I guess technically this year he still has the E Nation, so that's good. Maybe a little bit of feel good there, especially partnering with Ms Dasari. These guys would be, I would say, favorites going into that, or at least one of the favorites in terms of the squad. But it's really incredible. I thought they won the game. I was saying the game's done. It's wrapped up. There was a pause. I thought the pause was cued just for Bianchi to catch his breath and kind of be like, all right. I didn't know there was even a game plan that could be activated.
I mean, wow, we've definitely seen it here in the 3 days of the West Asia playoffs. The drama, we just cranking
Kyle,
it up.
look at my hair. Look at my hair. It's going everywhere. Look at this. It didn't start like this morning. Like, it's all over the place. They can't handle this man playing.
I mean, wow. I'd love to have cams on us during those games and actually for them to be switched on to see all of our reactions, because let me tell you, the group chat between us all is definitely where it is at. Let's have a look back at some of the action, though, from so far this morning here on day 3 of the West Asia playoffs. It's the FIFA 21 Global Series. It's time for our game highlight presented by PlayStation.
Of course, we've got to talk about some of the gameplay. And I want to talk about Ms Dasari because a lot of people look at his game and you miss some of the intricacies. You miss some of the details. This is picture-perfect goalkeeper movement. We really haven't done a feature on this. And with goalkeeper movement, Ms Dasari is going to manually grab the goalkeeper, move him backwards and just over to the right slightly. And the reason this is so important is because it deals with timing. You can't go too early or you can't go too late. If you go too early, the goal's wide open. Your opponent can kind of pick out what went wrong for you, and it's going to be an easy conversion. And at the same time, if you go too late, then of course it doesn't really matter that you're moving the goalkeeper. You're already out of position. And Ms Dasari has such a mastery of so many small details and intricacies and particulars that you see a competitive advantage. Whether it was yesterday where you had the highlight of the day easily, where you saw the rainbow flick with the back heel cross. Who has that in their arsenal? It's not like he's spamming it. That was the only time he executed that maneuver, and of course he scored the goal. And the same can be said with some of the goalkeeper movement, or when he utilizes player lock movement, which is not something Ms Dasari does often. But if he does use it, that means that he's looking to unlock some special area of space or to throw you off. And this is where he's really able to elevate at the biggest stage and why he's still undefeated. And I'm still at a loss for words. That's what it is.
Ms Dasari is in the grand final, and we'll be seeing who joins him after the next matchup. Let's have a look at our losers bracket. I mean, all of our action has unfolded. Beast Bianchi started in this losers bracket. 6-5, he beat Abdullah Al-Raish in round number 1. Then he beat Asmar Rakan. And then we saw that last matchup in round number 3 where he managed to win on penalties. And now that sets up our loser bracket final. 25 Esports Michal taking on Goliath Esports Beast Bianchi. That name, Goliath Esports, the Beast. Mike, he's coming. He is the Goliath right now.
I'm just reviewing our group chat. It's like, this is, and the group chat, by the way, is just me messaging and people leaving me unread, just so you know what it looks like. But it's like, it's me saying, all right, this guy is nuts. You can't make this up. What is going on?
I mean, you did get a wow from me. You got, and it's crazy as well. I need to go and have a look back at some of the messages. I'll reply to them. I'm going to get my breath back. I'm going to get the popcorn.
Don't go anywhere on the stream. Do not leave the stream. He's going to play again. Do not leave the stream. That's all I'm telling you.
Don't go anywhere.
Get your
Our
snacks,
losers
whatever.
bracket
Don't even go
final.
outside. They got to be downstairs. They got to be in the kitchen. Don't leave. This is FIFA history being made here. We might have the first South African, or Michal's going to come through with a W. No matter what, the game's going to be entertaining. It's not possible for it not to be entertaining.
I have nothing left to say. We'll be back after this short break.
Earn 8 new swap tokens by watching the final events of the FIFA 21 Global Series and redeem them for untradeable pack rewards. Simply link your Twitch and EA accounts. Watch at least 1 hour of any of these events and claim your FGS Player Token with the new Twitch Drops campaign system. There are some great repeatable pack rewards up for grabs. Don't miss out. Link your accounts, watch the FIFA 21 Global Series, and start redeeming your rewards. FIFA Global Series 21 West Asia Playoffs is presented by PS4.
Hello and welcome back to the FIFA 21 Global Series West Asia Playoffs. We only have 2 more matches for you, but if it's to go by anything we've seen over the last few days, these could be the best FIFA 21 matches you have ever seen. The ball was here at the end of yesterday. We raised it here this morning, today, in the first half of the action, and it's only going to get better and better. Helping break things down with me, Mike LaBelle. Mike, what have we seen? I mean, how do you sum this up? For anyone that's joining us that hasn't watched it so far, how do you sum up all of today's action, yesterday's action?
One of a kind. The last 2 matchups we've now seen with Bianchi, we're about to go into match number 3 now, on this streak, we've seen things that I've never seen before. I've never seen someone score 6 goals in a first leg and concede 6 goals in a second leg. I don't know if I've ever seen a goal scored in maybe 30 seconds or less like that from a kickoff. And of course, 2 goals in the 120th minute. What you're witnessing is history, or it's historic. Like I said, you got a quick second right now, grab whatever snack you got, what's available downstairs or in your kitchen, or if you got a mini fridge, whatever you got. And sit tight. If we can get a 3rd consecutive first of its kind, I'd be happy with that. Let's just go ahead and keep that streak moving.
I just love that yesterday he had the lead. He was 6 goals up, and then he threw that away, still managed to get the dub. He goes through. Today, he's the one losing. He manages to pull it back. I mean, you genuinely could not write this. It is history that is being made. Plus, it feels like he is one of these underdog characters because he's from South Africa. We've not seen him for 3 years. He's the only South African that's left in the tournament. He's repping his nation, repping his continent, Mike. It feels like it is written in the stars.
I'd agree with you. If it wasn't meant to be at this event, then I don't know when it will be meant to be. With what we've witnessed, even from an unbiased perspective here, when the ball's bouncing your way or you're getting things to go for you and work it out, you almost start feeling like it's got to be my tournament. And when you score that lob forward, I mean, for lack of a better descriptive word, that YOLO-esque play where you just have to heave it. It's like a prayer. They call it in American football a Hail Mary. You just tossed it.
Hail Mary, yeah.
You just tossed it. And he said, hey, it's all I got to do. It's all I can do. And then in this case, we go back to American football. You had a wide receiver, Cristiano Ronaldo. This man's jumping from whatever, the outside of the box, inside the box.
I mean, it's very, very special. So hopefully we'll see more of that in our losers bracket final. You're not only being rewarded with the best FIFA 21 action, we've also got some other in-game rewards for you as well. All you have to do is link your Twitch and EA accounts and watch the stream for at least 60 minutes. Let's be honest, you're not going anywhere, are you? You're staying right here, and then claim that reward on Twitch and you'll receive an FGS Player Token in your FIFA Ultimate Team account. Once you've collected at least one token, you'll be able to redeem them for FIFA Ultimate Team rewards in-game. You can grab that Paddy Kirk token right there. Plus, we've got something else that is special for you. Tundra Esports, their competitor, Ms Dasari, he is in the grand final, and he'll be waiting to see who he's coming up against. But you can get his crest in your FIFA Ultimate Team. Plus, we've got a TIFO up for grabs for you from 25 Esports. Their competitor, Michal, goes head-to-head in the loser bracket final. Next, you can get that TIFO in your FIFA Ultimate Team. Just make sure you're watching for at least 60 minutes. Make sure your Twitch and EA accounts are linked and you claim that reward on Twitch. Right, let's get into it then. Our loser bracket final coming up for you next. 25 Esports, Mashal. 9.3 shots so far, 7.1 on target, 47% possession. We can go through all of these stats. We know that because we could do the same with Beast Bianchi. However, Mike, when you're looking at both of these, 25 Esports Mashal, he's going to feel a little bit dejected the way he lost in that winners bracket final. Whereas Beast Bianchi, he's going to be full of confidence.
I don't think there's any stats to measure. I mean, we're dealing with a losers bracket final. It's the decider for the FIFAe World Cup. It's also a massive movement for money as well. I mean, $20,000 for second place, $40,000 for first place. You'd have to, of course, upset Ms Dasari in the finals, which is a whole nother task. But I really don't think when you get to this level of a magnitude of a matchup that the statistical back and forth or allocation or measurements really play a factor. This is going to come down to who wants it more, who's able to have those small margins, who's ready for the big moments. And I know we've been talking so much about Bianchi, but I don't want us to forget about Michal, who has been a champion this year. He's had a very consistent year. He definitely deserves to be in this position. And he's got a style that I think could counteract. I don't know. I don't know what people are going to bring us. I like when I watch Bianchi play, you get two legs that are so different that it's difficult. I was like, am I going to get the you from leg one or you from leg two? Yeah, I can analyze both of them, but I'd like to know which package I'm getting or something in between. I don't know. Whereas Michel's been a lot more consistent. He'll look to be very structured, methodical. His build-up play is going to be more so where it has a clear game plan, or he's more of a tactician, so to speak. Whereas Bianchi's just out there. He's out there throwing bodies forward.
He is indeed. Let's bring Richard and Brandon into the conversation now. Guys, we've talked so much about Beast Bianchi. Let's talk about 25 Esports Mashal. Richard, could he be the one to upset the Matrix in a way?
Yeah, he certainly could be. I just think I don't see how Beast Bianchi can ever doubt himself. Like, from here on out. Like, he's quite literally wrote everything. But when you play FIFA esports, you expect it to go, we've seen it enough, down a certain path. Couple of goals, maybe a comeback here and there, and then someone sees out the game. He's quite literally rewriting every single chapter. What, 6-0 up? Yeah, I'll just throw away 6 goals and then win in extra time 7-6. What's that? Concede 120th minute? Yeah, I'll just Tom Brady at 75 yards and Ronaldo will score a header. Like, it's ridiculous what we're seeing right now.
It really, really is. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Brandon, when you're looking at what we've seen, I know that you interact so much with the community. You've sent that image. You're talking to some of the players now. You've sent that in the group chat. I mean, it feels like Beast Bianchi, he has got all of that support, hasn't he?
He does.
And that is helping him.
He does. And he's the only person that's made me feel unsafe saying that a 6-0 scoreline is safe. It should be safe, but apparently it wasn't yesterday. Hey, look, let's not beat around the bush here. This is just an unbelievable opportunity for Africa in general, for FIFA esports. This is a scene, a region, a country such as South Africa that have wanted an opportunity to showcase to the world the quality that they have. And I think the only question mark I've got over him, you know, has he got anything left in the tank here, Kyle? He's been through a 6-6 thriller. He's come through to the walls and back in that extra time penalty shootout moment. And he's up against a player that's very, very good, as Mike said. You know, Michel is a very, very good FIFA player, and he's going to be gutted about losing to Msdossary, and he will want revenge in that grand final. Also, he'll want revenge for Harty, who's just lost that game. You know, it's quite a close-knit community, this, in Saudi Arabia. They'll be speaking, they'll be saying, go and get that win for me. I mean, Mike, obviously, as a former competitive player, you've been in certain situations in tournaments. I don't think you've probably ever been in the situation that Bianchi has been, but how tough mentally is it? Because we do talk so much about how much is left in the game, giving your all, you're on the biggest stage, but mentally that has got to take a toll.
I think Bianchi's still got to be locked in. I mean, you can make the argument that he's had these tough wins, but they're still wins. It's not tough losses. I'd much rather have a difficult or uncharacteristic or unorthodox win than a bad loss where I've got to live with that and sit with it and whatnot. And also to his coaching staff, he needs to fire his coach. All right, whoever's coaching Bianchi right now should be fired ASAP. Like ASAP.
I wouldn't say that, Mike. He got a new coach.
No, I'm saying it. I don't know. He blew a 6-0 lead. That's got to be the worst mental coach we got on the planet right now. I don't know what's going on. And for the lob forward, it's like, hey, I think I should do it. I agree. You should do it. That's the coach. That's got to be the team talk. Like, there's nothing deeper there. It's got to, like, there's not enough time. Like, there's no build up or it's like, hey,
he got a new coach today.
Let's go big. I agree, big.
Today, so he would have told him that.
Huh? Right, I've just gone onto Twitter. I've already got 11 notifications. I've got a DM as well. I don't want to be involved in any of this.
I'm about to get a DM, I feel like, for that. Okay. I only mean that in love.
At Mike, MikeLabelle. That's his Twitter, all right? Mike Labelle. You can get onto him, all right? I mean, Richard, when you're looking at coaches, we talk about the mental state of the game and actually the mental state of the competitors, I should say, as well. It might help that he did drop down into that loser's bracket in round number 1. We said it yesterday. How many times have we seen someone drop down and make a run? He's literally doing that in front of us.
No, he has made a run, but it's been... He was sprinting and then he ran out of breath. And then he fell over a few hurdles. Like, nothing has been orthodox with this man. It could have been in the winner's bracket. It could have been in the loser's bracket. I think it's exactly the same. It's very, very hard to sort of put into context what he's actually doing as well, because the actual sort of stress, you've seen it in his interviews, he looks exhausted. And to do that back-to-back, no rest between this game and the next game, that is going to be tough. However, tactically, when you look at how him versus Michel sort of toe-to-toe and start to face off against each other, Michel didn't show me enough offensively against Dasari to threaten Bianchi. Bianchi's probably the best offensive player we've seen when he gets it clicking. He's turning, he's moving, he's jiving inside the box, and I think he's going to have a good chance here to beat Michel. I genuinely do.
And this is a great opportunity, once again, just to highlight the region, Brandon, because we talked about how Bianchi, he's not been, we've not seen him for 3 years. Amsterdam was 3 years ago, but just West Asia as a region, obviously including South Africa into that. I mean, this is the perfect highlight reel of this region and actually allowing highlights and putting the lights onto these players.
I think it's all they want, Kyle, is just opportunity. They just want opportunity to play FIFA, to showcase how good they are. There is a lot of talent there. You know, seeing India get involved this year in the Global Series was absolutely huge. And you saw the love that Charanjot got. Yeah, of course, it wasn't a playoff to remember, but it was a year to remember for him. He's paved the way forward for FIFA esports there, such as the likes of Kailan, Ibrahimovic, and of course, Julio here have all paved the way for South Africa. So, no, you're absolutely right. This is a showcase, and it's just difficult for us. We've all been involved in Oceania, East Asia and West Asia. It's difficult to say which one's been the best because they've both been so good in so many ways, but some of these goals we've seen, guys, and games, I should say, for this weekend, for some of the best games I've commentated on this year, honestly, incredible.
They really have been. Jump in the Twitch chat right now. I've got it open. I'm reading through what you found, what you've made of it. If you've ever seen anything like this, the DMs are coming in thick and fast. I'm not going to lie. I've had one from Karancha Thank you for the DM. We are all in full support of Beast Bianchi. Let's do this. The FIFA community have spoken, Mike. This is what we love. This is when everyone's together, when people are supporting. This is just another great example of a great tournament. And this year, it's been tough. Let's be completely honest. From the Summer Cup series last year to doing all of these remote, it's tough for everyone. But this is another great example of how all the production companies, how EA, everyone that's been on the screens, plus all the competitors and the viewers as well, how we've come together and how special it is, Mike.
Yeah, I'm really happy that we've been able to put together a competitive year, because especially during tough times, people want to play. They have a lot more opportunity maybe to make that investment. And with us having all these different regions, we've seen a lot more players get focus time, or we get to know them better as individuals with the interviews, because you get to see more of them. Often, if you're new to the competitive scene, it would only be these big international events that get the massive exposure. But when you're coming out of some of these regions that have such top-tier players or a top-tier superstar, such as at Ms Dasari, you might not get to see the second, third, fourth, fifth place guys very often at all, because Ms Dasari is always going to have that slot, as he should. And it just makes it where we don't get to see the trickle down of how much talent there is per region. And I'm going to say this as well, as Brandon was sitting on the fence, he's being politically correct. This is the best gameplay or most entertaining matchup we have seen throughout any of these playoffs and matchups and everything that's been happening in the competitive FIFA world right now. Like, this is maybe the future, maybe there's more to come, but right now this has been the best in terms of what, I don't know what's going on.
Right, Mike, I need a prediction very quickly. Who
we got to go with Bianchi. Come on.
There we go. Richard,
yeah, of course.
Brandon, you can do your predictions in game. All right, I'll throw it straight across to you. It's time for the losers bracket final. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, Kyle. And this is the time for history maybe to be written. These two players have never been to a FIFAe World Cup final. However, in 2 legs of FIFA time, Richard, one of them will be going to London in August. Will it be even bigger history for the first ever South African to get there?
Well then, here we go. Losers bracket final. Winner goes through to the FIFAe World Cup. You heard Mike's prediction there. Brandon, do you care to give one on this losers bracket final?
I can't. I just can't. I'm on the fence, as I should be. Maybe laugh in the chat. Might have Bell give it a bit of a... He was getting a bit of unfair stick, guys. He was talking about the coach yesterday of Beast Bianchi. I can confirm today, Kylan came in to do the coaching job. Of course, not in that 6-0, whatever happened in that game. However, today, it's still been ropey. However, if there was a few coaching words to say, play the ball out wide and lump it forward, then he can have all the credit he wants in the world.
I mean, I very much doubt that was a coach saying it.
It's just natural instincts, probably, isn't it?
Yeah, I also just think, like, you've probably done it a couple of times before. You know that it can work. It's just a Hail Mary. It really is.
And again, just to go back to it as well, you know, people on social media now are just reacting to the video I posted up going, what the hell is that goal? It's not a nice goal. It's an ugly finish. There's no lies about it, or you can't really beat around the bush. But in terms of playing something that's going to work and it's effective, this is competitive FIFA. These are players that know all the in-game mechanics from top to bottom, skill moves, finishing types, in-game player stats, to even the most maddest of goals, as you've just seen there in front of your very own eyes. Hopefully, that won't be a goal that would win you the whole tournament, but in desperate times, desperate meshes are needed. Here comes 25 Mesha with the first chance of the game. He again is very much so close to writing himself into the history books. He has had an unbelievable year. He was the champion in Qualifier 1 back in January. 25 esports have also had a great year. They were the FIFAe Club World Cup champions in Zone 3. Just anyone's game.
Yeah, it certainly is. Just going back to that goal as well, that obviously set up the penalty shootout. Desperation typically proves and makes players do whatever they need to do to win. And he saw that. That was his one chance to get the ball forward and to force a penalty shootout and to keep his season alive. And you will do whatever you have to do in order to win.
And what a goal it was. Let's not beat around the bush. What a goal that was in terms of like a moment. Mike LaBelle said it's been his favourite weekend of FIFA, and to be honest, it's not far away from it being mine. He's Bianchi, of course, in the red strip from right to left. The only South African that stands in the tournament. Up against 25 Meshal, the band that lost to Ms Dasari. Ms Dasari beat him to book his FIFAe World Cup spot. And we didn't see a good performance from Meshal in that game, to be completely blunt. Struggled to create chances, did score a late goal, but it was way too late when he scored.
Couldn't get the ball either. He was struggling to create.
However, this would also be a groundbreaking year for Saudi Arabia, because there's never been, as far as I can remember, 2 Saudi Arabians at the same FIFAe World Cup. Normally with the spot selection, the allocation, especially in these times, never really been done before. Long ball forward, here comes R9. Ms Bianchi, that's a great ball into Neymar! It's a brilliant start for Goliaths Gaming's very own.
Talk about how quick an attack can be formed. One through ball is all that required. Pele launching the ball up to R9. R9 playing through to Neymar. And an emphatic finish past the goalkeeper.
By any means, don't get the decorations out as of yet in South Africa. We're a long way away from this game being concluded. Here comes Meshal, looking for the equaliser, the direct equaliser. What a block that is on the line. One thing that we've noticed this weekend is that there's a reason why he's called the Beast. He's been involved in our most entertaining games here across this weekend. And again, the thing that I look at here is that Meshal, when he had a poor start against Ms Dasari in that first leg, he just struggled to get back in.
No, he really did. He not only struggled to create chances, but he struggled to actually get on the ball as well. And you would argue that Bianchi a little bit more aggressive in his attacking than Dasari. Dasari will happily have confidence in his own possession and his own mindset to keep hold of the ball. Bianchi will just continue to attack. He'll get 3, 4, 5 goals up.
Half-time Lubin. They'll lose a bracket final. One of these two will go to the FIFAe World Cup in London. However, one half is done of 4. And it's advantage to South Africa. And Ms Bianchi. Of course, the Ms Dasari tifo there, hoping that he can join Ms Dasari in that grand final. Can 25 Meshal. He would have watched that last game. He would know what a player he's up against in terms of a player that will not stop fighting till the very end. Those were his words he used in that interview when he was speaking to Kyle and Mike, that every time he gets an opportunity to represent Goliath Gaming, to represent South Africa, he will give everything he can to get over the line, to make his nation proud.
On the other side of it, you see 25 Esports Meshal there. He's had a very good season by his own standard.
He's been fantastic.
Yeah, qualifier victory, Club World Cup victory. Needs to try and top it off with an E-World Cup qualification spot. Only one can go.
Long road this is. 2 legs of FIFA in the biggest game of these 2 seasons. Forget the grand final that awaits you against Ms Dasari in this bracket. Getting your hands on the FIFAe World Cup, that ticket, that plane ticket to London. That's a money can't buy prize. What players dream of. Maybe that dream will be a reality. It will be for one of these two. 25 Msdossary. Tries to get himself back into this one. These two have not matched yet at all throughout the playoffs. They've missed each other in Swiss rounds, did not go head-to-head. Of course, in the bracket, they were both on different sides. It was a loser bracket run from Bianchi. 25 Msdossary was on a winner's bracket run until today, where we lost to Ms Dasari in our opening game of the day. Pele into R9 here for Msdossary. Brilliant tackle again. There's been a couple of those from Bianchi. Vieira with one, Varane with another. What's that run? Good feet from CR7. Scoop turns inside, Neymar. He'll win a free kick, he will win one.
Just feel like he's starting to settle a little bit more here, Msdossary, in this game.
It's out wide, Vieira, De Jong, Pele, reverse elastico. That was so neatly done. Oh, what a ball. He's still fall back. Shout. Nice ball. CR7 cuts it back. Oh, no, and that would have been a great goal for Varane. Every single red shirt fighting for the badge, quite literally. Throwing their bodies and blocking every shot.
Great work on the line as well, making sure he's got bodies behind the ball. It was a beautiful attack, little dink to the back post. He went for the cutback as well. Varane fighting for the badge right now.
That's for two. Davies back to Huller. Neymar. It's an area of his game that he's always been credited about. Bianchi attacking, he has been relentless at times with so much flair.
That's a mistake.
Oh my God, this could be a mistake. Pele again gets let off with that Msdossary. You could just see him tapping himself on the head, just saying, wake up.
Wake up, switch on. Doesn't want to give away.
2-0 down.
Easy goal.
Oh my God, it's falling back. Has to punish him, Bianchi. De Jong, surely he's offside. Now he's back on. Into R9. Half a drag back again. This is where there's an opportunity for Bianchi to punish him. Into Neymar. It's another great block, and goalkeeper will get the ball back for Courtois. Just calm it down, Michel. Calm it down. Please be reminded, this is the first leg between these two, so there will be a second leg to follow. He might be going in there all even Stevens at this rate. Pele, little scoop turn, La Croqueta. Who is it again? It's Vieira. Whipped in, Ronaldo is in the air in the box, brilliant save. Another corner, taken quickly. Once again, Ms Dasari not getting even time to breathe.
You see a pause coming in there from one of these two. A couple of opportunities there, Michel. He had the corners coming in. But again, he'll feel like he's switching on. He's switching up gears, Michel. In all honesty, keeping Bianchi to only a 1-goal lead is in itself quite impressive.
This morning I was looking at social media and Giulio Bianchi's Twitter, in fact, after that 6-6 thriller yesterday. I'll tell you about it after this attack comes in. His words were, "I do not believe what just happened. I repeat, I do not believe what just happened." We didn't believe it either. I don't think anyone did. And there's still so much up in the air. So much time still to play as well. We've still got a whole 90 minutes to unfold in front of our very own eyes. Pull it back to Messi. Nice to see him introduced onto the pitch for Michel. Neymar. Tries to use that directional nutmeg around the corner. Doesn't work in his favour. There might be enough time for one more chance.
The big difference that I'm seeing this game from Bianchi, defensively he looks a lot more sturdy. He's got bodies behind the ball. He's not allowing those easy passes, those easy opportunities to go against him. Michel only scored one against Dasari, and it was a late consolation. It was a clean sheet for Dasari over the course of 173 minutes.
Pull it. De Jong. Mbappe now. Tries for two, defended well. Referee, that will do us for leg one. Well, there's a lot of time and a lot more to talk about in this game before we get there yet. There's a lot of an story still to unfold here in front of our very own eyes, Richard. This is the game that will send you to the FIFAe World Cup. Leg one concluded and Ms Bianchi has a very, very narrow lead, and it came from this goal here, Rich.
This game very much still up in the air. It was Neymar with the only strike that mattered. Michel creating opportunities inside the second half. Ronaldo linking up to Pele. He played it into R9. Directional nutmeg round the corner. A clutch tackle at the back. He got another opportunity, did Michel. Pele playing into Ronaldo. He went for R9. And again, a clutch tackle to stop the interception. This could have been horrific from Michel. Rolling the ball out straight to Pele.
Just mistakes you can't make, and you can see the reaction there from Michel. He was absolutely fuming with himself. Corner came in, and it was just save after save from Ms Dasari. Made that save there. And if we'll get to see the second one as well, literally minutes and seconds later. But that will do us for leg one here. I mean, I said it after the first goal. South Africa fans don't get celebrating just yet. There's a long way to go, but they will be, you know, fighting by the bit, Rich, to really experience this moment, because it's going to be an incredible moment if they do make it happen. Or, you know, on the flip side, for Saudi Arabia, to have two players at a FIFAe World Cup would be huge for them.
After what we saw yesterday and what we saw today, I don't think any of those South Africa fans or people supporting Bianchi are going to be celebrating until the final whistle's gone. I mean, Mr. Unpredictable, in all honesty, in regards to his performances. 1-0 in the first game. He looked better defensively. He was quite comfortable. Michel, I mean, you saw from the highlights, didn't actually have too many clear-cut opportunities. He will be better in the second leg. I can guarantee you that. Will he break the deadlock and force this game potentially into extra time and maybe even a penalty shootout, as we saw in the previous matchup? That is waiting to be found out. However, what we do know, Ms Bianchi leads 1-0 going into leg number 2.
It wouldn't be a Ms Bianchi game without extra time, you'd probably argue, Richard, in the nicest way possible, from everything he showed us across this week. And again, a massive thank you to everyone that has tuned in from YouTube to Twitch. We appreciate all your support on social media as well. Get yourselves involved. This has been a brilliant weekend of FIFA. Ms Dasari is going to the FIFAe World Cup, and one of these two will also be going to the FIFAe World Cup to represent West Asia or South Africa in what should be a great spectacle come August the 6th to the 9th. That's a date for your diary to remember, as the FIFAe World Cup will unfold on the biggest of stages in London, where there's a serious lump of money, Rich, up for grabs, $250,000. And actually a LAN event, FIFAe World Cup final that we've been waiting for so long.
I can't wait to be at a LAN event. Hopefully we'll be there commentating all the action, Brandon, as well. And I can't wait to be in London, just being a part of it, being part of history, back watching a FIFAe World Cup. Last year didn't take place. Technically, Mo Alba's still the defending champion until there's a new person who lifts the trophy. But Yeah, a number of sports had to take a year out. We saw the Euros come back. What a festival of football that has been, and we're going to see the FIFAe World Cup come back as well in round about 6 to 7 weeks' time.
Absolutely, Rich. It's going to be really exciting to see. And again, there's so many great storylines unfolding from all around the world, which we love to see in esports in general. That is what it's all about. People sort of daring to dream and making those dreams become a reality here. We're waiting for that second leg to get underway. As soon as it is ready, we will jump into the action. But at a halfway point, Bianchi leads by a 1-0 up against 25 Esports' Meshal. 1 goal's not enough, Rich, by any means. It's not safe at all, especially, 6 goals isn't safe apparently anymore. That's the situation I'm finding myself in now.
If you are just joining us here in this West Asia playoff, I'll catch you up to date with what you might have missed so far today. We started with the winners bracket final. That was between Ms Dasari and the player that you're watching right now in Mshal. Dasari won 2-1. A late consolation penalty wasn't enough for Mshal to try and force extra time in that winners bracket final. What that meant, well, Dasari then claimed his FIFAe World Cup spot and guaranteed himself a minimum of $20,000. We then went into the losers bracket semi-final with an incredible match between Harthy and Bianchi. Harthy was 3 goals up in that game. Bianchi came back, scored 3. We then went back and forth. Extra time, 119th minute. Harthy thought he had won the game. Bianchi from kickoff played it to the fullback, L1 triangle, the entire length of the pitch. Cristiano Ronaldo with a header past the goalkeeper. We went into penalties. It went down to sudden death, and Pele scored a lovely Panenka down the middle to put Bianchi into this losers bracket final. We can see the tail of the tape after one leg of FIFA here, Brandon. This is where we are currently situated at.
Yeah, exactly that. As soon as the game is ready, do not worry. We will have it for you guys. We want to see the game just as much as you do. We are good, waiting for them to reconnect and rejoin between each other. But if you missed the first game, and this is the stats you need to see. I look at that, Rich, and yes, it is 1 goal to the good for Bianchi, but 25 Mashal, he did have chances. If it wasn't for clutch interceptions and clearances from Baran and from Vieira and Edwin van der Sar, it might have been an even game.
It certainly would have been. You saw the possession there as well. 55%. Mashal, 89% passing accuracy. Not the best of ball retention from the Saudi Arabian. However, the South African, 94% with 55% of the ball. He certainly dominated the stats from the game. However, only walked away with 1 goal to his name. What does this second leg have in store? We'll find out very shortly indeed.
I love that he was saying as well, back in FIFA 18, he was at the playoffs. That was the first time we saw Bianchi. And of course, he was, this new name from South Africa that we hadn't seen before. And he came in, he was playing against some of the biggest names in Europe. He beat August Rosemar, I remember, who was playing for Hashtag at the time. And then, unfortunately, went and lost in the knockout stages to the stranger. Let's look at the bracket, to see how the runs of both of these two have been. And you can see one thing. Bianchi has been in the loser bracket all... Look, 6-5, 7-6, 7-6 again. Of course, that was after the penalty shootout. And of course, we're in this scenario right now. If he does win, he will be going through to the final. However, he only does lead by a goal to nil at this moment. Look at those scorelines, though, Rich. Absolutely ridiculous scorelines from all the games he's played.
Unbelievable. Just truly remarkable stuff. That is currently as it stands as well. So there is opportunities for that to change. Just telling you, as the bracket currently stands. Just going to have a quick look at the Twitch chat. Who do you think is going to take this game, chat? Who do you think is going to be joining Ms Dasari in London at the FIFAe World Cup Grand Finals? Is it going to be Mashal from Saudi Arabia, or will it be Bianchi from South Africa? Who do you think will be taking it as we get underway here in leg number 2?
Well, the stage is set. Let us know your predictions in the chat. Who will be making it to London for the FIFAe World Cup? Bianchi from right to left in that red strip, and it will be 25 Esports' Michel from left to right here. A time and an opportunity to write history for yourself, for your country, for your esports team. And to be part of the biggest event of the FIFA landscape. The event that everybody wants to be at. And what an opportunity this would be for South Africa. The first ever player from Africa in general to make it to a FIFAe World Cup. Shows how far talent has come, the quality has come. And also, if anything, will be an eye-opener to many to say, you know, this is a region that deserves more spots, more opportunity. However, 25 Michel, he's no doubt in with the hunt here. There's the player look into R9, it will go, looking for that equaliser, half a drag back, R9 does well, Varane again. Defensively, very, very sound.
Yeah, it's just making sure that he's getting bodies in the way, getting players in the right place at the right time. And there's nothing easy going through at the moment.
Will there be late drama from these two, as they have showed us all tournament long? There might be a grand final coming up next that's got $40,000 up for grabs, but this game means more. To keep your tournament alive, all that hard work all year long, all those games and hours you put into your craft of FIFA, grind in and play it. Believe in that. You've got what it takes. Again, it's just been such an incredible storyline to follow. So many different players here in the Global Series. 20 minutes played here. Bianchi does lead by that goal to nil. Second, we give him a bit of breathing space. Would make it a mountain to climb for Michel. Here's R9. Can he find the ball around the corner that he's looking for? Defended well by Vieira.
Both players defensively have been very, very good. There's been really no angles, no opportunities for either competitor. I like the slow build-up as well from Bianchi. He's not rushing it as he might have done previous rounds.
It's like more of a solid player in this game, in all honesty. Defensively, he's been sound. He's kept possession well. Hasn't really panicked in many ways, is what I'd say.
Chance for Michel to come forward. Needs a goal, but whenever it's 1-0, it's not an emergency to score. Doesn't have to change his tactics or instructions as of yet. He can continue to play the way that he's playing and just chip away.
He's in the driving seat. Maybe a second goal could come forward now. Here's Neymar making the ongoing run. R9 picks it up well, interchanges well with Hullet. Back to R9 again. Second goal would make this chat erupt. Fans from all over Africa. I know there's many Saudis out there that will be praying that they can have two players in the FIFAe World Cup. After that heartbreaking end to the penalty shootout for Y2 just now. Of course, naturally gutted. I saw him on social media. Must keep his head held high. It's difficult as it is. He's had such a good season. It's Bianchi. Neymar. R9 kicking air because he can't get the ball to his feet. I feel like a Bianchi game. This has been quite quiet. There's been one goal between the two. No player willing to take any risk, as you can imagine. Pele down the byline. That moment and area where your things get dangerous. Here's R9. Half a drag back. Look at the space for Neymar peeling off. R9's got Ronaldo in support. Still R9 with it. That left stick dribbling being enough to just pull out defenders and midfielders. Well, it turns his man well. Again, can't find a way past that duo at the back of Maldini and Vieira. They will stand strong and win the ball back.
And again, while the game is only at 1-0, Michal will feel comfortable knowing that it only requires one good attack, one good bit of play to get back into the game. Very much on a knife edge right now, this game.
It's 45 minutes away from completing the South African dream. Maybe one more goal would do that. He's R9 on his own. It's 2 of the best. And maybe, just maybe, this dream is slowly becoming a reality for every single South African FIFA fan.
On the 45th minute, great play down this left-hand side. Ronaldo linking up with R9. Pass across into the middle of the box. Neymar, acres of room just to tap in to an empty net. With 45 minutes left to play. Africa, South Africa, stand up. Because your man, Ms Bianchi, is on the cusp of history.
He needs you all now, I can tell you that. 25 Michal needs a miracle at this moment in time. He just has not looked at it. The Dasari game just set him off his mark a little bit, so it seems. This is the story, though. The winner of this goes to the FIFAe World Cup. And at the moment, it's going to be Ms Bianchi of South Africa and Goliath Gaming. How important is it now, Richard, that he keeps his head?
Oh, it's so important. He's just got to keep calm. Composure is key at this point. Because Michal will ramp up that press.
Pele, another tackle. Defensively, the best we've seen him. Pele, what's that back post? A chance to conclude the tie. Ronaldo's there. Ronaldo be waiting. Chance. Here's Hullet. But one more pass into Cristiano. There's the finish. And he's done it again. Bafana. South Africa might just be on their way to a FIFAe World Cup. The first ever time in their country's history, in Africa's history, they will have representation on the biggest of stages in London come August.
Remarkable composure. He played it all the way across the box. CR7 reverts Elastico into the bottom left corner with a strike to send goosebumps over any South African FIFA fan. Michal looks like a defeated man.
It's safe to say the beast has been unleashed across these two legs, and this is where the goals will start flying in. People don't look at this achievement with enough respect at times. There's players out there across all of Africa that dream of being on a stage like this, getting a chance to even be in the conversation of the FIFA 21 Global Series, to be at the FIFAe World Cup. The amount of hope and pride something like this gives to Ms Bianchi. He doesn't quite understand the landscape and the impact that he's really having with this storyline. It's such a good story.
And I'll tell you what, going into London, his games are going to be as entertaining as ever.
He better not be leaking goals, I'll tell you that in London. Because he's going to be up against the very best from all over the world. But, hey, this man's been an unpredictable package. If you're that man on your screen, what do you do right now, Richard? He just hasn't been at the races across the 2 games. And, of course, it's difficult to see. It's horrible to see. But for this man right now, he must be thinking, 20 minutes. All I've got, 20 minutes. Hold this out, and I'm at a FIFAe World Cup final. I'm writing myself into the history books. You have to keep your head for these next 20 minutes.
Yeah, you have to. You're 3-0 up. You are within touching distance of your goals, of your season-long, lifelong goals. As Messi enters the fray here for Michal, Eusebio.
And I'll say it again as well in these last 20 minutes, as another chance comes in, Mbappe to make it 4 and to rub salt into the wounds. And then Fan. Oh, wow.
That's it.
Well, pack your bags, because London awaits for you, my friend. History is written. The first ever African, the first ever South African to go to a FIFAe World Cup, the biggest of stages in the world of FIFA esports. It's been a dream story. It's been if buts and maybes for our loser bracket. I can tell you right now that that is set in stone. 4 goals in 15 minutes? That's not happening.
No way is that happening. Beast Bianchi, a man on a mission. And I can tell you, it's mission accomplished.
And I have to echo it again. This man has been hustling, grinding since FIFA 18 playoffs. It wasn't the playoffs to remember all that time ago, but I'll tell you one thing we've learned from that. A lot of experience, maybe just how good he is compared to the rest of the players in the world. And more importantly, Goliath Gaming as well. They will deserve this, and they will want this even more than anything. They have been in FIFA esports. They have been pushing the agenda forward, and more importantly, that player forward, backing him, no doubt financially and in many other ways, to continue him to keep playing. Commiserations to 25 Michal. Yes, no one ever wants to see a loser, but you have to bring your A game on Championship Sunday, and unfortunately it just has not been the case for Michal. He might score a consolation now, but defensively, everyone's been on point. The whole performance has honestly been the best we've seen from Beast Bianchi across this whole game, Rich.
It certainly has been. It's going to be Ms Dasari versus Beast Bianchi.
Six minutes left in the time. There will be a grand final in the playoffs still. Beast Bianchi takes on Ms Dasari. They're not playing, of course, for the E-World Cup, but they're playing for money and the trophy. $40,000 awaits, but I don't think that really matters at this moment in time, Richard. It's been all about this storyline. And again, congratulations to all involved. A brilliant story for Africa, for South Africa, for Beast Bianchi.
Against all odds.
It is. It's the story against all odds. The way he conducts himself as a player in his interviews as well, it's always been about national pride. And when the FIFA Interactive World Cup started all those years ago, that's what it was all about. It wasn't about esports orgs, it wasn't about football clubs or even the money, and still to this day, it's not always about that. It's about pride of representing your nation on the biggest of stages. How about that? So send yourself into London. Unfortunately, the game lacks in our faces, but what a goal to send yourself to London, and what a storyline unfolded. Honestly, the privilege to commentate on such a magical moment. South Africa will be at the FIFAe World Cup in August, and Beast Bianchi, as you said, Richard, has divined all odds in so many ways to make this a possibility.
Stand up and be accounted for, South Africa. Africa, this is the time that you've been waiting for. Absolutely outstanding from Beast Bianchi. And look, coming into the tournament, if you'd have said a player from South Africa is going to qualify, Brandon, we'd have probably said Kylan. Bianchi
would.
has gone about his business. He has done what he needed to do. Outstanding performance. He's got better game after game after game. Some of the most entertaining FIFA matches we've ever seen. And mission accomplished for that man. He will be going to the FIFAe World Cup Grand Final. Let that sink in. Enjoy the moment, Bianchi.
Yeah, they've been waiting a long time for that. And again, just to see the outpour of love and emotion for both of these two players is absolutely amazing to see. Again, you know, a huge congratulations to everyone involved. You talk about paving the way, Rich, setting the agenda for Africa FIFA esports and the quality that they have there. And great to see as well, you know, from Kylan. I believe that Kylan was actually coaching Julio today, which says a lot. You know, a player that got knocked out yesterday could have easily sulked about it and gone, you know what? This is the end of my FIFA season. I'm not going to be too happy. He didn't know, did he? He used it as motivation because he wanted South Africa to be at an World Cup. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see Kylan in London in August and he comes as a coach there, as a friend for him, because this will be a day to remember in both of their lives. And we're going to look at some of the highlights, Richard, from the game. The two legs, it was an action-packed first leg, but Bianchi got over the line with just a single goal.
He certainly did. Coming into leg number 2, it was all to play for. As Bianchi on the stroke of half-time. Pele into R9. Watch for this pass. Back to Neymar. Left-footed finish. Into the bottom corner. Away from the goalkeeper.
I just...
And that was the goal.
I've got... Honestly, if you look at this man's bracket, I just don't have any words. Like, just some of the games, some of the results, some of the storylines... The whole thing is absolutely remarkable. And again, a huge congratulations, commiserations to Michel. Very tough to take. Of course it is. We know that. You come so close to an World Cup. It won't feel great right now, but you'll look back in a couple of weeks to come and say, you know what, a top 3 finish was one that I'll remember here. And at that point, it just started to run away from. This last goal, if we get to see it from Bianchi. Oh, my days, Rich. Talk about a bit of flair. A bit of flair to conclude the tie. Look at this.
Yeah, Mbappe sprinting away. You've seen it once, you've seen it again. Dasari did it the first time around. The rainbow flick pass back into the mixer. He looks up to the heavens. As you can see how the game was won right there. 57% possession, 94% passing accuracy, 9 shots, 8 on target, scoring 5 of those goals. Commiseration to Michel. He's had an absolutely outstanding season.
Hey, 25 esports, Richard. They were E-Club World Cup winners as well. That's something they're going to walk away with this year and should be very proud of. But commiserations, no doubt, to Michel. He'll be absolutely gutted right now, and we fully understand that. But commiserations to all the other players as well. Didn't make it this far. Credit that they made it to the top 8 or the top 16 in their region. But only 2 players can go to the FIFAe World Cup. That is 4 players set in stone right now. DW Dillon from Oceania, Scars J from East Asia and Japan. Of course, the Saudi Prince, the King of the Jungle, Ms Dasari, makes it into his 3rd World Cup final. Surprise, surprise. But this one was a surprise, Richard. South Africa finally have a player in the finals. And it's just a brilliant story.
Yeah, it certainly is. I can't wait to see how all those players will be competing. We've got 4 down. What's that? An 1/8 of the field completed. We got loads more left to do. But for the remainder of the day, Brandon, we got a grand final coming up where we've got $40,000 to be giving out to a competitor.
Yeah, the big final awaits here in West Asia. $40,000 on the line and the trophy. Ms Dasari will take on Bianchi, and that's coming up after this very short break. Do not go anywhere.
cash rule everything around me. Chop, chop, so they found me. Too high, can't ground me. Purple haze surround me. So open up them windows and feel the way that wind blows. I gotta keep that tempo, that ain't that simple. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Rock me, don't stop. All the way to the top. Rock me, don't stop. All the way, all the way. Rock me, don't stop. All the way to the top. Rock me, don't stop. Higher, right here, right now. Rock me, don't stop. All the way to the top. Rock me, don't stop.
Earn 8 new swap tokens by watching the final events of the FIFA 21 Global Series and redeem them for untradeable pack rewards. Simply link your Twitch and EA accounts. Watch at least 1 hour of any of these events and claim your FGS Player Token with the new Twitch Drops campaign system. There are some great repeatable pack rewards up for grabs. Don't miss out. Link your accounts, watch the FIFA 21 Global Series, and start redeeming your rewards. FIFA Global Series 21 West Asia Playoffs is presented by PS4.
Hello, welcome back to the FIFA 21 West Asia Playoffs. It is the Global Series. We're getting so close to the FIFAe World Cup, and both of our competitors now, they have secured their spots in August in London, and it is very, very exciting for them. But there is still something that we need to resolve. It's a matter of winning this whole competition here in the West Asia Playoffs. Helping me break things down, Mike LaBelle. Mike, it's been a great 3 days. We've got some incredible matches on day number 3. We had some great ones yesterday, and now everything's set up for what should be, the words of Richard Buckley, a very spicy grand final.
I think that's an understatement. The matches have been spectacular. They've been close. We've had tension. We've had comebacks. We've had players close out games well. Other ones not so much. We've had multiple first occurrences. Congratulations to both of these guys. Now they've booked their tickets. They're officially going to London, FIFAe World Cup. And now they're playing for the legacy and double or nothing with the money.
Now let's have a look at our brackets. There's been plenty of action. We started with the Swiss rounds on day number 1. Then we jumped into our double elimination. And as you can see just here, Beast Bianchi, he made his way through round number 1 after losing those games, dropping down. And then that first game, then he wins that first one against Abdullah Al-Raish. He wins against Asmar Rakan. He wins against Y2 Harthi. And then he demolishes 25 Nishal. He makes his way through to that grand final on the losers bracket side of things. But looking at the winners bracket, there's been another man who has been dominating. His name is Ms Dasari. He beat Beast Bianchi in that first quarter final, which we will talk about. Then he beat Mo Jabri. Then he wins in the winners bracket final, the first match of today against 25 Mishal, and he is in the winners bracket side of that grand final. So, Mike, it means that Beast Bianchi has to do something that he didn't manage to do in that first matchup they played in the winners bracket quarterfinals. He's got to beat him once, and then he's got to beat him again if he wants to win the entire tournament.
That's correct, and that's the massive advantage you've earned if you've gone undefeated like Ms Dasari has, where you've kind of got the 2-1. I said double or nothing. I should have said double or something. It's $20,000 guaranteed for second place, $40,000 for first. But I know which one of those I would prefer if I was making a deposit at the bank or if I was filling up my pockets. But this is going to be a big challenge for Bianchi, of course, going up against a world champion who then has extra games basically in hand if needed. And we know that Ms Dasari is also mentally strong. So even if you were to force a reset, he'll be able to reset and really deal with it from a mental fortitude perspective.
Right, let's see then how things pan out. Let's bring Richard Buckley and Brandon Smith into the conversation. Guys,
well, if you want.
I mean, it is a competition. It's definitely been a great competition, Richard. Grand final predictions, let's get them underway. Can you see Beast Bianchi beating Ms Dasari twice?
No, I can't, unfortunately. I think Ms Dasari takes his grand final. I think he takes it not comfortably, but he's just not lost all weekend. I don't see him starting the trend now. I think he fully believes himself that he will win this game, and not to be a downer on what Bianchi has accomplished, because it's been absolutely incredible, but I think he's achieved everything he wanted to do. For him right now, winning that extra $20,000, yes, it would be unbelievable, but he's set his goal out, he's achieved his goals, and sometimes when you achieve your goals at this level, you don't really matter. Dasari, I think he'll take this.
Well, let's see what happens with that one. Brandon, who have you got?
I think it's got to be Dasari for me. I think, as my famous line says, as Mike's mentioned a couple of times, is Goliath Gaming have got a new contract out already. They're saying, right, we're signing you for next season. You're at a FIFAe World Cup. That's enough for us. I honestly think, previous times we've done these playoffs, it's always been about winning the event, because you get the you get the E World Cup spot. But this is different. I mean, you're playing for money, a lot of money. I think Ms Dasari wins it because, in the nicest way, he's done what he needs to do, Bianchi, just get to the E World Cup. Mike LaBelle, who have you got?
I like Richard's logic in terms of what you've achieved, because Bianchi was really an underlier. He was an underdog coming into this tournament. So to be at this point is kind of a blessing. And Ms Dasari, I think, is very hungry to add another championship to the belt, or to another trophy behind him. And I think I owe an apology. I didn't know that Kalen had started coaching him today. Remember I said, maybe the coach shouldn't be there, but I was talking more about the 6-0 result, and maybe they subbed in a coach. He fired a coach, added a coach. It's working out.
He was just listening to you, Mike. That's what he was doing. Right.
I got Ms Dasari.
Let's get straight into it. The grand final has kicked off. Richard Buckley, Brandon Smith, it's over to you.
Thank you, Carl, for the last time today as well. We will break this one down. The final two players that stand in West Asia. And if anything, this should be a bit of a showcase match, Rich, because they've done the hard work. The goal, ultimately, was London. E-World Cup qualification. Being the top two players in the world. I'm sure Ms Dasari probably had a smile on his face watching everything that just unfolded in the last couple of hours. Of course, gutted for fellow Saudi friends and competitors, but he would have seen a story unfold like that. He would remember what it was like when he first qualified for his first ever E-World Cup. Cut a long story short, that's his third E-World Cup that Dasari's qualified for. But on the flip side for Bianchi, the dream story is completed, and now it's for the money, really, isn't it?
So a few people in the chat saying final bosses were meant to be conquered. Obviously backing Bianchi. He very well could conquer Ms Dasari, but I just think Dasari wins these games. Has Dasari, other than Mo Alba, couple of years ago, I don't recall Dasari really losing finals.
If Dasari's in a final, he wins.
Mo Alba's the only outlier on that.
And that was cross-console as well, to add that in there. Of course, Bianchi kicking from right to left, if you haven't already known. Tundra Ms Dasari from left to right. What they're playing for is, of course, the trophy, the #1 ranked place from the playoffs. And $40,000. A decent chunk of cash. But it's hard to hit any more of a height today, Richard, and across the weekend. We've been to the climax so many times. In games we've seen, in moments we've witnessed and commentated on, and it's been an absolute pleasure just sort of speaking about some of these storylines. Here comes Pella now for Bianchi. It's cleared off the line by Varane. I think from all of us, we just think that Dasari is just going to have too much.
There's too much class for me in the final third, and defensively as well. He doesn't get flustered in these predicaments.
Lovely ball, Bruno Fernandes. Dasari, 2020 vision.
The double tap of dreams through the defence there. These two did match up earlier in the tournament. He went to extra time. 5-3, Dasari won. That was in the winners bracket quarter-final. Since then, they've been on very opposing journeys, but find themselves with their paths crossing in this grand final.
Ronaldo. Chance. Oh no! Dasari strikes fear into South Africans all over the world right now, because he is an animal. When he gets to a grand final, he will always cruise through.
Great play. Bruno Fernandes with the pass into R9's path. Slotted finish at the near post. 1-0 Dasari leads, and when Dasari gets leads, very rarely do you see the result from here on out turn the opposite direction. It's usually one-way traffic, and that's Dasari's lead being extended goal after goal after goal.
I think one thing we're not looking into enough here as well, I mean, for Ms Bianchi, Rich, he's just come off a back-to-back game. How now does he calm himself down to go into this grand final and try and settle those nerves? He must be on cloud 9 in terms of that big result he's just had. Pele, play a lot, works in his favour. Pele still, it's a little bit of a shambles at the back. I think there's a couple of animations that didn't work in his way that he would have wanted to, but that's Ms Dasari. When you make mistakes and when you fall into his trap, he'll say thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, he got quite fortunate. The player look inside the box. I think he got tackled and then he won the ball back, but as soon as it got back under his control, good composure, taking that extra little touch to the left-hand side before slotting it over the top of the goalkeeper. Dasari leading 2-0 here in this first leg of a potential 4 legs of FIFA.
It's an early start and a dream start for Dasari. I believe he's being coached by Enzo. He has been the coach for Tundra Esports, and I think he's actually going to be the coach for the Saudi Arabian team in the FIFAe Nations Cup, which, as much it will be a heartbreak for Y2 Hearty, he is going to the FIFAe Nations Cup. And maybe Dasari, knowing that, wants to just get one over on Ms Bianchi and say, no, you have taken down a couple of friends or teammates from Saudi Arabia, but you're not taking this trophy from me. As you said, as far as history goes, you sort of look back to any Xbox final or cross-console final. Dasari's only really dropped one, and that was against Mo Alba, as you said, at the FIFAe World Cup all that time ago.
Beautiful offside trap.
For free. Oh. Gaps and spaces that shouldn't be available that are.
And look, we've seen Ms Bianchi do some unbelievable things in this tournament. Whether it be leading 6-0, conceding 6 and then finding the where deep inside him and the wherewithal to get a 7th and win the game, or whether it's from 3-0 down to equalising 3 apiece. He knows he can come back. He knows he has the power and the bottle to turn games around. But it's a different story against Dasari.
That's a massive goal back that he's just got there, Richard. Can't write anyone off just yet. Long time to be played. That's only the first 45 of the 4 halves concluded here in West Asia. It's advantage to Dasari, but only just. And how about that? Having a Tifo in the game. Of course you're going to use it. Of course you are. If you got one, you got to use it.
Yeah, well, how would you not use it? I mean, it's a pretty incredible feat, isn't it, to see yourself in the video game that you play every single day.
It's great as well from all involved at EA to make the move with the Tifos. It does a great job of building these players up and helping build their personalities and follow it. You won't need to look as far as the Twitch chat or social media today to see the love that both of these two have had to get into the World Cup. Neymar still with it. Tries to get around the corner. Car back available. There's the hill to hill. Game on. Game on indeed. Well, if there's any question marks over Ms Bianchi maybe having any sort of fatigue or lacking quality, I'll think again. We can all think again.
Yeah, beautiful play from Ms Bianchi. Neymar was the ball carrier. Heel-to-heel flick, just putting it on a plate for R9. Simple finish from the Brazilian into the back of the net. Game well and truly back on here.
Well, question marks over how much mentally Ms Bianchi's been through this weekend. 6 games, extra time, last minute goals. His mental fortitude is ridiculous. Well, Dasari's been described as the final boss. You have to try and take down. He's just such a good player in grand finals, Dasari. Even when he's been in losing positions across these 3 days, he's always found a way to bounce back. He's the only player that's not lost a game.
Some feat, isn't it?
Chance. CR7. Offside.
Just offside there. Cristiano Ronaldo, as he looked to spread his wings yet again, Dasari, in this grand final.
Such an even game. This is your grand final for those that have just tuned in. 2 players battling out for $40,000. The pause comes in. 20 minutes left of leg 1. Let's also not forget that Ms Bianchi has to force a bracket reset, doesn't it? If he wishes to take down Dasari.
It's going to be a very hard feat, isn't it?
A lot of games of FIFA.
The patience that he's showing right now, showed it a little bit in that losers bracket final, and we're seeing it right now as well from Ms Bianchi. Certainly improved as the tournament's gone on. Calmness and a little bit more composure shown from the South African.
There's 16 minutes left in this first leg here. Pause cues by one of these 2 players. Of course, the teams that are using, the accounts that are using, of course, don't give us a clear understanding of which player is which, but changes are being made. That's all you need to know. And with 16 minutes left, it'll be interesting to see what else there is to come in this game right now. Fair play to Ms Bianchi. 2-0 down. He flipped the game on its head, Richard, and Bianchi back on the hump. I don't know what else we can do today, Richard, in terms of hitting any new levels. We've done everything.
We've been in every single corner
climaxed
and crevice of FIFA esports. It really has been a journey throughout this entire day.
That was 7 minutes of leg one. Still all to play for. This is the best way for a game. There'll be enough time. To get the ball forward for one final time. Nicely done. Dasari looking to end leg one with just the smallest of advantages. Pele doesn't want to whip the ball in reversal, has to go back inside, falls to Frankie de Jong, who squeezes it in. Not your everyday goal scorer, but still he's got quality.
Yeah, Frankie de Jong, he can get forward, he can get amongst the goals. Great play again from Ms Dasari. Came out wide from Pele, creating the danger. Then Frankie de Jong inside the box. Beautiful dribbling from the Dutchman before firing home at the near post.
And that'll pretty much do us for the first leg here. Remember, if Dasari wins in 2 legs, it's done and dusted. It's all she wrote. Ms Bianchi has to win this 2-legged game, and then that will force a bracket reset, and then we have to do it all over again. This is a very narrow game, Rich, and still so much up for grabs here in our final match of the day. If you have just tuned in, these 2 players are going to the FIFAe World Cup. That's been the biggest headline here, that first ever first ever African player to go to the E-World Cup, and also Dasari back for his 3rd E-World Cup. Here's the highlights, Richard, from that game. Talk me through him, because there was 5 goals.
Yeah, it was an incredible first leg performance. Dasari started it with R9 Ronaldo, or should I say R18, getting the first goal of the game. Pele got the second, player locked onto Ronaldo. The ball found its way back to Pele inside the box. You see the live reaction there from Ms Bianchi as he conceded that one. However, the South African didn't let this early deficit set him back. R9 Ronaldo twisting, turning just before half-time, and then just after half-time, well, Neymar Jr. was getting in on the act. Heel to heel inside down the byline, passed back to R9 Ronaldo, who slotted into the back of the net, but Dasari left it late to seal his victory here in leg number 1. Pele out wide, reverse elastico into Frankie de Jong. Lovely bit of dribbling from the Dutchman, who rattled it in at the near post as a shake of the head comes out from Ms Bianchi. He knows he's in a serious game going into leg number 2, which he has to win to keep this season, I should say, keep this tournament alive.
Yeah, I mean, for Ms Bianchi as well, he's been through, so many games and so many difficult matches, and now he's up against probably one of the most difficult tasks ever. A player that just doesn't lose finals, from what history says and from what Dasari shows us. When he's in big finals, when there's big money to play for, he always brings his A game. Yes, he might have conceded 2 goals in that one, but Dasari still got something to show for that game, Rich, and that's a 1-goal lead, which no doubt he'll take over into that second leg to give him all the confidence in the world. But no, you're right. Dasari wins this game. It's all she wrote. That's the end of the playoffs here in West Asia. Dasari gets the $40,000 and will get that trophy for being the playoff champion. If Ms Bianchi wins, which wouldn't surprise me, it'll probably go to like extra time penalties that he wins, and then a bracket reset happens, something like that crazy will happen. We do the game all again over 2 legs. So there is potentially another game to follow this if the South African player of Goliath Gaming does win.
I'll tell you a game that will be coming up this afternoon, and that's England versus Croatia. I've just actually seen the team news come in. It caught my eye.
Got you excited?
I'd say so, yes. Would you like it? The 1 to 11?
Go on, we'll do it quickly while we're waiting. Go on.
Pickford, Walker, Stones, Mings, and Trippier. Trippier's playing left back. Rice and Phillips holding. And then what looks like a front 4 of Mount, Foden, Kane, Sterling. So Foden getting a start, also Mason Mount getting a start as well.
It's interesting about that line.
Yeah, hopefully England can start off with a win.
Yeah, get some predictions going in the chat as well. Who are you backing for the Euros? Let us know what nation you are backing for that tournament. As English football fans, we're of course naturally quite excited for today, and hopefully we can start our campaign in the best way possible. We will be jumping back into the action as soon as it is ready between these two players. 3-2. Dasari leads in the tie. If you have just tuned in, this is our grand final, our last game of the day here, and we're back underway already. Ms Bianchi, kicking from left to right, needs a goal to tie the game. And then Ms Dasari from right to left of Tundra Esports. Always talk about this with FIFA players, Richard, in terms of organisations that enter the space, esports teams like Tundra. And they put pen to paper with these huge players. Chance, Ronaldo to make it 4. Composure like no other. Anyone, me included, hits that first time. Dasari doesn't.
What a pass, more importantly. An absolutely incredible ball over the top to pick out Cristiano Ronaldo on a sixpence. One touch to settle it. Pele to CR7. And then a volley on the bounce past the goalkeeper. Dasari re-establishing his dominant position in this grand final.
Just the extra touch. The extra touch. So special from Dasari there. Bianchi now needs 2 goals, not 1. What a pass it was. But no, back to the point I'm saying, there's very few players, Rich, that you can sign and you know will bring you a trophy every year or bring you an E-World Cup every year. Dasari's one of them.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, a trophy pretty much every single year he's been competing. An opportunity to be at the FIFAe World Cup, the biggest stage of all with all the eyeballs on it. He's guaranteed.
Chance. Ronaldo again. Dasari's having a party. And you can just see behind him there's a couple of trophies. Well, make a bit of room because you keep playing like this, there'll be another one on its way.
Again, beautiful weighted pass into the path of Cristiano Ronaldo. Emphatic finish. And Dasari setting his stall out early.
Bless you.
I don't have time to get to mute before I had to sneeze.
However, 3 goals. There's a lot of time left to be played. Remember that Ms Bianchi scored 2 goals in 20 minutes or so in the last leg. Will Dasari keep trying to just pile this pressure forward, try and find another goal? Dasari looking really good.
It's just relentless, isn't he, in his approach. He's a bold winner, is Ms Dasari. He's a hero to the FIFA community as well, not only in Saudi Arabia, so this West Asia region, but to every single aspiring pro out there that you can do it on FIFA year in, year out.
One thing that Dasari does well, Richard, is he just sucks time out of the game.
He makes you play quick. Because you don't get a lot of opportunities to attack. So when you do get the ball, you feel as though you're forced to go forward, you're forced to rush. You're almost playing directly into his hands at all times. There's very few players, Mo Alba being one of them, being only one of them that has sort of broke this spell that Dasari puts you under, where everybody plays into his game.
Puts you into some sort of little trap that you just can't get out of. Maybe Bianchi's having a lot of the ball. Working in his favour as of yet. Chancer. He's Bianchi. That's a great ball. What a save. It's moments like that have to go in.
I still think I've officially made it, Brandon. Just had somebody tweet to me that says, @rbuckley98, bless you.
It's very kind of them, isn't it?
Very kind. Thank you very much.
Chance, Ronaldo. Oh no, watch that back post. Cheeky chip. Sorry. Who's him with confidence and audacity to even go for an effort like that?
Probably should have actually done better.
Davies, that would have been a goal.
I still think he should score that, to be honest.
I mean, there's an option at the back post that he could have looked towards. That would have made it 4 goals. No doubt a scoreline that way too difficult to pull back. Well, this is the situation we're in right now. 45 minutes Dasari is away from being crowned, what's the king of the jungle, but the king of West Asia in the playoffs here. #1 ranked player, $40,000, another trophy no doubt coming towards him. Wonder what Coach Enzo will be saying to him in his ears right now, because he's in a really good position, Rich. He's got a 3-goal cushion.
Just more of the same, please. Just keep on doing what you've been doing. Keep on forcing the issue on your opponent. Don't take your foot off the gas and go and win an extra $20,000.
It'll be frustrating for Bianchi, but the bigger news, the bigger storyline, it's always been about World Cup final. And that's what it's always been about since the very, very start. "45 minutes away from Dasari and another trophy. Chance. And it goes. Hoof back out. Dream position to be in. I don't think he will throw this one away. However, this man performs miracles. He has performed a miracle today, sending South Africa.
I think he's on miracle duty because, I mean, yesterday as well was incredible. 6-0 to 6-6 today. 3-0 down to 3-3.
Chance. Ronaldo is offside. Can he break Dasari down? Defeat the final boss, as many have said. Quadrado back to Pele. Final 30 now. Dasari, just watch him just suck time out the game. Possession play is incredible. He's got all these different layers and ways that he enjoys playing his FIFA. We'll look for one more goal, maybe even. Cheeky pass around the corner, went for the double tap. Did not find his fellow Ronaldo up top. Pull it. Neymar cuts back, stings the hands of the goalkeeper. That's a warning shot fired again. Got to find the back of the net though. Time's trickling away and so's that hope.
It's got to be a goal before, what, 73, 74 minutes? More importantly, you also need to not concede against Dasari, but he's got no real incentive to go forward. More than happy to keep hold of the ball and use the clock to his advantage.
Sorry, scores again. You better start writing that check for $40,000. Just controlled this second leg, hasn't it? Makes it look easy at times. I think he's playing a Swiss game. Honestly, you wouldn't think this is a grand final for $40,000. Just the way he's just keep possession, left to right, easy to like. The way he just breaks down a game, minute by minute, half by half.
He's a master.
He's been in the driving seat and he's mastered every single mechanic he needs to. He is going to be coming into London and the E-Nations, I should add on that, full of confidence. The worst thing is he's got another month to play still to perfect his game. Of course, you can understand the frustration from Bianchi. He's not touched the ball and he still will continue not to touch the ball.
He is the master of FIFA. He really is just incredible at the game. Incredible at managing the game. For everyone watching out there, how do you keep the ball? How do you see out games? You're seeing a grade A example of it right now.
And we do it in a game of foot champs, Rich, not for $40,000 on the line and the top spot here in West Asia. Pause has been queued, but there just isn't enough time, in all honesty. 3 goals needed in, I think there's 15 minutes left, maybe less now. He has not dropped a single game across these playoffs. Rarely happens. Dasari normally drops a game in Swiss.
He has done it in the past, but I think we're looking at just a different Dasari here, aren't we?
Dasari that's hungry. Hungry fought the World Cup as well, Rich. How long is left in this game? Last 10 minutes, Dasari. Minutes of real-life time and just under 10 minutes of in-game time away from crowning himself as another champion, this time in West Asia. And this time in the Global Series playoffs. There are far and few players that can continue consistency year after year, tournament after tournament, from home or at LAN. Dasari is one of the few. He is the special one. Here's CR7. Easy as you like. Boro into the finish. He's not the king of the jungle. He's the king of West Asia. $40,000 in his back pocket. And the #1 spot after an incredible weekend of FIFA for the 2018 FIFAe World Cup champion.
And he doesn't even look like he's broke a sweat doing it. He's quite literally just cruised through this tournament, Brandon.
You can do is just sit back and learn and watch, enjoy. It's a master at his work. A master at the game. And I think the biggest story always was coming into this, Rich. There were 2 World Cup spots for this tournament. It does change the complexion slightly. Maybe it takes a sting out of this final. You are just playing for money. Yes, you're still playing for a trophy and the top spot, but it was all about the World Cup. It always has been about the World Cup. And for Dasari, there'll be a third FIFA World Cup final. And on top of that as well, he's bagged $40,000 and another trophy. Ms Dasari, congratulations. You, my friends, have consistency like no other. 3 World Cups in a row. And again, another trophy for him. Another big trophy here in West Asia. Incredible to see. And as I said, a master at his work.
He just quite simply is the best, isn't he? When he plays at his top form, which I genuinely, I don't even know if he was at his top form. He looked to have took the foot off the gas a little bit in those games. He was just cruising his way through. Dasari, he'll be going into London, arguably as the favourite after this convincing, comfortable performance here in West Asia.
Yeah, incredible stuff. And what a weekend of FIFA it's been for myself and you, Richard. It's been an absolute pleasure covering the action, interacting with you guys at home. Thank you for being involved, watching some of these historical moments happen in front of our very own eyes. But Ms Dasari always is writing new history for himself. Year after year, tournament after tournament. Kyle and Mike, take it away. Brilliant stuff from Dasari.
Indeed, Richard Buckley, Brandon Smith, thank you so much. It's been a great 3 days, and we have our winner of that tournament, Tundra's Ms Dasari, obviously going through to the FIFA World Cup, as well as bagging himself $40,000. Mike LaBelle, let's break down his performance. Was it ever in doubt?
Not at all. This was another day in the office. He was so good at just being able to control the pace of the game and the tempo, especially when closing out. Once he got ahead in the game and had that lead, it's nice to also start on the right foot. It helps when you're trying to slow down a game. You want to really be able to dictate the pace. I talk about this a lot when we're discussing FIFA. What makes some of the top players so consistent is that you always have to play against them at their speed, where they're moving, when they're moving. They dictate what happens and when it happens. You see the frustration, but to be fair to Beast Bianchi, outside of having a fantastic tournament, a FIFA World Cup spot, he also battled back against Ms Dasari, made it very, very competitive. This is all in the first leg, of course. Going into the second leg, maybe shift a little bit. You see the trademark offside trap, maybe slightly too aggressive there. Heel to heel, Neymar layoff, low driven, taps it home, 2-all. And then very vintage Ms Dasari. Patience, gameplay, game management. You see some of the wiggling, the working. Really tight footwork there with De Jong. Steps through it, bangs it on the near post. It allows him to go into the second leg with a lead, which also puts Bianchi under pressure. And if you're going up against, and we really should rebrand Ms Dasari at some point here because he handles pressure so well. I love that goal. I'm going to review that actually a little bit later on. But it just includes or it encapsulates so much that makes Dasari special because he's so gifted with so many of the intangibles where it's not just the pass, but also he took an extra touch. And that touch was important because he allowed for the goalkeeper to move and then he could adjust. He's one of the best reactive players that we have in the scene, and also from a tactical standpoint, spectacular. He knows what to change, when to change, how to change, and also depending on oppositions. He seems like he always makes the right choice, and he completely took Bianchi out of the game. If we're going into the second leg, and the possession numbers must be absolutely ridiculous for this game in particular. Added a little more insult to injury. You see the ball roll there, smashes it on the near post, back heel. But this has kind of been wrapped up. Both competitors can be proud of what they've achieved. Ms Dasari in finals, it typically ends up with him winning. That's just been the trend, and I don't think that's going to shift anytime in the future. He's been, if not the most competitive or most consistent competitor over the last 5 years. He's got to be in the running, top 2 or 3, but I'd probably argue that he's got that covered in terms of him being able to qualify consistently to events and win something every single year. It's a guarantee. The grass is green, the sky is blue, and Ms Dasari's coming home with some sort of chip.
That is very, very true. Ms Dasari does win that, meaning that he is our champion here in the West Asia playoffs. He makes his way through right there to the FIFA World Cup. We've got DW Dylan from Oceania. We've got Scars J from East Asia. And we've got Beast Bianchi and also Ms Dasari both going through to the FIFA World Cup. We've got 4 competitors there right now, Mike. It's starting to feel very, very real. We're getting to London so soon.
I mean, I'm here for it. I'm excited. I can't wait to have the LAN environment. I think we're going to get a chance to talk to Ms Dasari. I'm sure that he's going to co-sign that or put his stamp of approval. He's one of those guys that really shines playing in person, and it's nice that we get a finale that happens in person, and we get to see all these matchups that people have kind of been building up, saying, well, this is the best guy from this region and this region. But how does he actually compare if we go play against the best guys in Europe or the best guys in North America and South America, and et cetera? You see that happen all over social media. Well, we're going to find out. It's happening. August. Mark your calendar.
I cannot wait for that. Now, let's have a chat to our champion here in West Asia then, Tundra Esports, Ms Dasari. Welcome. Congratulations. What a performance it was right there. I mean, wow. Was it ever... Did you ever have any doubts at all? You make everything look so easy, Dasari.
Hi, Kyle. Thanks for having me. Let's say hard work pays off. I've been practicing for the last month or two. Kind of a day-by-day practice with my coach Enzo, which has did a great job, not just in the playoffs but for the whole year. So I'm really happy.
Well, first off, congratulations as always. I feel like we've shared both virtually and in person. It's this similar dynamic. And you talk about practice. What does a practice procedure look like with Ms Dasari? Because the changes you make, they seem to work. Because I've seen you at events where I can tell you're working on new stuff, and when you're clicking, you've got it all figured out. What does that look like in order to go from being amazing pro FIFA player to being one of the best in the world?
Well, it's adapting about everything. So let's give you an example. I've been playing for maybe 5 or 6 formations for the whole 1 or 2 months to check which formation is the best for me. But 3 days before the tournament, I decided to play 4-2-2. And because how good the players can adapt fastly, I've done a really good job so far with it.
You definitely have done a good job there. Now it's the focus shifts towards the FIFAe World Cup. You'll obviously be coming up against all of the rivals from the different regions. How excited are you to be playing against those players once again?
Well, first of all, I miss some of my good friends there. So it will be really good to see them back again. I'm really excited, not just to play against them and do the rivalry thing. I'm excited even to see them. And hopefully we can do a great job over there, because all of this year been about to be able to attend to the World Cup or not.
Well, definitely. Hopefully we will see you very, very soon. It's going to be a good few months, or let's say 2 months, is it, until that? How are you going to keep yourself going? You've got 8 weeks, let's say, until the FIFAe World Cup. What are you going to do in that time?
Well, to be honest, I think I've done hard work. I've been practicing for a long. So I'll take a vacation. Either Enzo, my coach, accept it or not. I'm taking it. And I'll just enjoy life for now, and then I'll be back to FIFA.
Brilliant. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do at that FIFAe World Cup. Ms Dasari, congratulations, and we shall see you there.
I have one more message, please, if may I.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Well, the last 3 or 4 days, it's been hard days personally for me. My grandmother has passed away. So I've played this tournament for her. I know that I'll make her happy, seeing me as a champion. It's been a tough time not being able to be there with my family where they need me the most. But I have a commitment for my government, my fans, and even my team, my sponsors, to make them happy. Like, it's a deciding event, so I decided to play it. And I've decided not to be with these tough days with my family. But being a champion here, I know that it will make them happy in these couple of tough days. So I want to send this trophy to my grandmother, and hopefully I know that she will be proud of me.
That's lovely. Well, thank you so much for that one. Well done. Congratulations, Ms Dasari. I'm so sorry to hear that as well.
Thank you for sharing.
Hopefully, thank you for sharing. You'll be able to spend some time with your family. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll catch up soon.
Tundra's Ms Dasari right there. I mean, it shows, doesn't it, Mike, how it's deeper than just playing FIFA. It's deeper than that. There's so much on the line, and he's put this first, and it's come out, all the hard work. It shows, doesn't it, how these are real people.
I mean, sometimes you forget that. I mean, even things that we've seen obviously with the Euros and Ericsson, and wishing him all the best. There's things bigger than FIFA and bigger than sport. There's life is life, and it's. I'm glad that he took a moment to share that. I saw obviously social media, as I'm sure many of us did if you follow Ms Dasari. So I'm really happy that he was able to get the result for his grandmother, and now he has time to see his family.
Definitely, there's plenty of time, and hopefully we'll see him in London at those FIFAe World Cup, where he'll be coming up against all the other competitors who do qualify. Just there, we've got 4 in total right now, but it is time to have a look back at some of our action from today. It's time for our game highlight presented by PlayStation.
That is it. It is indeed, and it only seems right that we of course talk about Ms Dasari and his result. And one of my favorite goals from the matchup, I just think it combines certain elements that make Ms Dasari special. So this pass, first off, you don't see this that often. It is from a kickoff, but he's able to unlock the space. It's a little unorthodox how he surfaces around or resurfaces. And then I love that he's taking this additional touch to assure the finish. And this triggers the goalkeeper movement. See how the goalkeeper scoots? If he shoots that first time, you take a risk that maybe the goalkeeper's going to guess where you're going to place it. But he still has the level of composure and confidence and experience to combine all those elements and characteristics in order to take the touch, knock it home, and then you convert the opportunity and you keep it moving. And it's something that he does so well. His efficiency on the ball, whether it's with possession or the decisive nature of some of the display side to side or unlocking the space, having a game plan and being able to execute, and then always finishing these 1v1s. It's not a coincidence that Ms Dasari has had all the success year in and year out every single year. Like I said earlier, he's probably the most consistent FIFA player. There might be a couple other players you want to bring into the conversation, but it's tough. I think he's really sitting at the top tier for that as the number one. And a lot of that comes down to the work that he's putting in, and then these little intricacies where he's really mastered them, and he makes sure that he's very efficient and very clinical at all times.
It's been a very, very special 3 days. Ms Dasari goes through. He remained unbeaten throughout the entire tournament. He came into that grand final where Beast Bianchi was hoping to cause an upset. What a story it's been for Beast Bianchi. They met in their first matchup in the winners bracket quarterfinals. Beast Bianchi dropped down into that losers bracket. He fought his way through from loser bracket round 1 all the way to the grand final, but it wasn't meant to be. However, I'm sure he'll be extremely happy with the fact he is also going to the FIFAe World Cup. Beast Bianchi and Ms Dasari are heading to the FIFAe World Cup from West Asia. From myself, from Mike LaBelle, from Richard Buckley and Brandon Smith as well. It's been an incredible 3 days. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you at the next one. Stay safe.